Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Hello and welcome everyone into the Monroe Civic Center. My name's Devin Dobeck. He shoots. He scars!
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment, in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena.
Looking for non-stop fun? Sky Zone Biloxi at the Edgewater Mall is the place to be. Jump off wall-to-wall trampolines, dunk on the basketball court, or conquer the warrior course. Sky Zone Biloxi truly has something for everyone. And now, you can celebrate big with our newly upgraded birthday party packages to make their special day unforgettable. Get ready to jump, play, and soar higher than ever at Sky Zone Biloxi.
Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty, on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, jello shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cowan Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshee Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshee Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit FosheeResidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
When injury knocks you out, Bienville Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Where players dash, the skates are flash, the home team trails behind. But they grab the puck and go bursting up and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees, they travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside, it's a good old hockey game.
Oh my gosh, who is this? I don't know. Megan Maroney.
It's not Tate McRae, don't know who it is.
Alex Earl. I know that one.
Who's that? Alex Earl?
Alex Earl.
I don't know, man.
It's not the guy from The Hangover, I know that.
Rosie.
Chad Powers.
Mikey Roy with hair.
I don't know.
Sydney Sweeney.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Anderson, is that it? That's her name, but it's not.
Alex Earl. Or no, yeah. No, Cooper. Alex Cooper.
Bodmon Carter Thornton. 6 selfie, buddy.
Carter.
Is that Jason Derulo or Carter Thornton?
Carter Thornton. Looks good.
That's me. That's Carter.
Jello Ball.
You just said his name. I forget his name now. I don't know.
Bad Bunny.
Schlepp.
Bad Bunny.
Josh Rosenswag.
The Rose Show.
That's my favorite picture of Rosie of all time. It's my new lock screen.
Rosenswag.
I don't know.
I'm spacing. I don't know.
Luke Bryan.
Ed Sheeran. Come on now. Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
I know exactly who this is, and it makes it 10 times funnier. Shout out to my boy Trey Fisher. Looking good, bud. Good bod.
Who?
Fish?
Who is that? Is that Fish? Oh my God!
It looks like fish.
The greatest to ever do it, Trey Fisher.
Ooh, is that Sheer?
Nicki Minaj.
Lady Gaga.
Meghan Markle.
Shania Twain.
Ryan Gosling.
Brad Pitt.
Is that Spinner?
Matt Bowers.
Looks like David Beckham.
I don't know. The Floss Kid.
Who is that? I don't know. Keanu Reeves?
Is that like Nate back in high school or something like that? I don't know.
That's Garrett.
Garrett Johnson.
Devin Booker, I know that one.
Steph Curry.
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker.
Sydney Sweeney, all day.
Katy Perry.
Oh, what's her name? Megan Maroney or whatever?
Sabrina.
The guys are going to hate me for this that I can't remember her name. Sabrina Carpenter. That's who it is.
That's Flanny.
Declan Flanagan.
Declan Flanagan.
Oh my God. Declan Flanagan, number 7.
You're joking, right? That's me. That's the rock star himself right there.
Matt Damon.
Channing Tatum.
I don't know his name, but I know the show he's in. Devin Dobek.
It's not the Kid Leroy, but it looks like the Kid Leroy. What's it? Leonardo DiCaprio. That's it.
Saltburn guy.
Infantino to his backhand. Infantino. Scar! For Henry. Henry. Toe drag to his backhand. Scar! Caden Henry. Drop pass on over. Pikarczyk shoots. Scar! Lucas Pikarczyk. Couple rights from Schlepp. Loses his helmet. Continues to connect with Bryce French. Couple more over the face. There goes the bucket. Spinelli still throwing. Oh, a good exchange here. Spinelli grabs him, trying to pull him down. Down he goes. Coming in, 2-on-0 with Conway. Conway pots one. Off the feed from Infantino. The Breakers tie it at 2. Fresh off the bench. Stays onside. He scores! Brandon Lucchese. Centering feed for Thornton to his backhand. Scores! Carter Thornton. 4. Davidson, another quick shot. The rebound. Fisher scores! It's Hockey Night live from Monroe, Louisiana. My name's Devin Dobek, the voice of the Breakers. Along with you, it's the Moccasins and the Breakers going at it in a New Year's Eve clash. The last one in 2025. Monroe comes in 18-4-2, sitting atop the Continental Division. Biloxi 5-17-1. They've lost 6 in a row, but looking to snap that with a win here tonight. Let's take a look at tonight's tale of the tape for these two teams. As I already mentioned, the records. Moccasins have won 9 in a row, trying to make that 10 here tonight. 5.3 goals per game for Monroe, 3.3 for the Breakers. Goal differential separated by about 100, plus 53 for Monroe. Their offense has been prolific and high-scoring. Biloxi a minus 51. Trying to find their identity around this midway point in the season. On the power play, 21.6% for Monroe. They've had a great unit, currently ranked 4th in the Continental Division. Biloxi 17.3%. On the power play, Monroe 87.3%. That ranks number 1 in the Continental Division. Their kill has been superb. Biloxi 67.9%. And then head-to-head, Monroe has taken all 9 matchups in regulation. Breakers 0-9-0. As we now take a look at our starting lineups, we were only given the Breakers starting lineup, and we know Nolan Egbert's going. But Xavier Charbonneau, Trey Fisher, and Lucas Pikarczyk will make up the top line for Charlie Penn's group. Tim Payne and Brendan Spinelli will be the defensive pairing with Anton Borodkin in between the pipes. Taking a further look at tonight's goaltending matchup, Borodkin last weekend made both starts against the Zydeco, a pair of losses, but did not surrender more than 3 goals in either game. 69 saves on 74 shots last weekend versus the Zydeco. Comes in with a record of 0-6-0-0 with the Breakers, an .894 save percentage and a .507 goals against average. On the other end, it's Nolan Egbert, dressing in his 100th FPHL game. 92 games were out in Binghamton and now 8 here in Monroe. He has a record of 3-0 with the Snakes and a 2.33 goals against average. He's still searching for his first shutout with his new team, but a career record of 38-0-2 for Nolan Egbert. He's been superb. Of course, has played for two of the biggest juggernauts in the FPHL, that being, of course, the Binghamton Black Bears and now the Monroe Moccasins. Well, we take it right back here. You see the officials are set to hit the ice, and they're going to begin doing all the pregame introductions here momentarily. While we have another extra second, let's take a look at the Continental Division standings here on New Year's Eve. You see Monroe, they jumped over Athens into that top spot. Athens currently trailing Columbus 2-0 at home. So Monroe a chance to improve their lead unless the Breakers can pull off a huge upset here tonight against their proximate foe. After Monroe and Athens, it's the River Dragons, followed by the PD Ice Cats, tied with the Twin City Thunderbirds. But PD's been in a bit of a tailspin, so we'll see how they go the rest of the way this season. Then Twin City, Baton Rouge, and Biloxi in the Continental Division standings. The Empire looks like this. Binghamton way on top. They've got quite the buffer. Over 7 games of separation between them and the Port Huron Prowlers with 45 points. Port Huron currently trailing the Indiana Sentinels, who sit in last place, 1-0 last I checked. Topeka sits in third place. Breakers will have 4 coming up with the Scarecrows, all at home this upcoming weekend, January 2nd and 3rd, and then the 9th and 10th, all against the Topeka Scarecrows. Topeka's been adding, bringing in Trevor Grasby and Kyle Heitzner, so they're going to be a tough force to be reckoned with down the stretch in the season. The Blue Ridge Bobcats, who picked up Dustin Jasso earlier today, sit in 4th place. They're adding, trying to make a playoff push in that competitive Empire division. You take a look at seeds number 3 through 6, all separated by less than 3 games. After Danbury, it's the Watertown Wolves and the Indiana Sentinels, as the Breakers have been introduced onto the ice. We'll send it now down to ice level. And be back in a moment, right here inside the Monroe Civic Center. It's Hockey Night live from Monroe, Louisiana. My name's Devin Dobeck, back along with you for the final time in the Snake Pit and the final time in 2025 as we round out and head into 2026. You may have noticed Brandon Lucchese get a penalty added towards the top of your screen. That penalty was for a warm-up delay a game. So there are a few players who will remain nameless that were a little late getting off the ice. Once the clock hits triple zeros, if there is any player on the ice for either team, it is an automatic 2-minute penalty. So there were a couple breakers late getting off the ice, trying to use some of that final couple seconds in warm-ups and get a few more shots away, and ultimately ended up costing them 2 minutes for delay a game. Brandon Lucchese was not one of them, but he will be elected to serve the penalty. So he starts out in the box for Charlie Penn's group on the delay a game call for the warm-up violation. Already went through the Matt Bowers Hyundai starting lineups, but Trey Fisher will be starting at center. Xavier Charbonneau and Lucas Bikarchek out on the wings, with Spinelli and Payne the pairing, with Anton Borodkin in between the pipes. Breakers will be without Dylan Infantino tonight. The first game they've played all season without any of their 4 original captains. Of course, going back, that's Cole Crowder, Yarrow, you have Dokimov, Curtis Hanson, and Dylan Infantino. So this will be the first game of the season without one of the original leaders. And we'll see how the Breakers can fare as they look to shift gears into the meat and potatoes of the season, into these winter months when the games start to matter even more. Going at it with Monroe, the final time here in Monroe, and then just 2 more matchups at home. Fisher and Christie on the opening draw. And we're underway from the Monroe Civic Center. My name's Devin Dobeck, along with you on Breakers TV, as the Breakers are shorthanded on a Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill to begin things here in our Republic Finance first period. Schumacher sending it across the blue line for Yanni Liarakos. He pulls down low, sending one in front. Net comes off its bearings, and the Breakers will have to clear, but they blow the play dead with the net coming off. That's something that's happened here in Monroe several times this season. Had reports in warm-ups as well that there's a big hole on the Breakers' end of the ice. I'm not sure exactly where that may be, but the ice was very dirty last time we were here, so my bet is that they came and tried to make some improvements, and during the process, the ice got injured a little bit. It does look pretty cool from our perch up here, all nice and white. But there is a hole on the Breaker side of things, so keep an eye out for that throughout the course of tonight's game. Schumacher tiptoeing the point, drops it back. Matthews, quick shot, he scores. Monroe strikes just 36 seconds into this one on the power play after the delay a game penalty. And it didn't take long. Monroe jumps out. It's 1-0. Kyler Matthews scored his first goal against the Breakers a couple weeks ago. That was his first career goal with the Moccasins, and now here tonight, take another quick look at the replay. But just a shot through traffic from the point. Monroe power play cashes in early, right under the glove of Borodkin through traffic. And that's where we stand now, 1-0. Huge thank you to the Moccasins for allowing us to tap into their broadcast feed. As you can see, all kinds of awesome cameras that they have set up. Man cameras, stationary cameras, but a lot of cool shots to get the full feel here on New Year's Eve. Appreciate everybody spending the holiday with me here on Breakers TV. Moccasins lead at 1-0 after the early goal from Kyler Matthews, if you're joining us a little bit late. They threw the Snakes over the glass, as they do after every first goal here in the Monroe Civic Center. The highest average attendance in the Continental Division, averaging 3,984 fans a night. Athens is right behind them in that category as well. But Monroe, with a crowd surely surpassing that here tonight. Just about every section is at least half full, if not completely full. I would say close to around 4,500 in the building at least tonight, maybe even closer to 5,000. We'll get an official tally as the game goes on. Final few snakes will pop off the ice here, and we'll get ready to return to some hockey here on Breakers TV. So they've got their score bug dueling with ours now. That's one of the things about the feed that we can't change. So we're going to see if we can at least cover them up for the time being. We'll even steal some of their fireworks. There we go. Trying to get the full coverage. All right, there we go. So back to it here, 19:24 to go. The Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill unsuccessful. We'll hop that off the screen. And we're back underway. Breakers win the face-off draw. Colton Wyzak, who scored his first professional goal a weekend ago here in this building, or 2 weekends ago now, playing on a Wednesday night. Not very common this season. The first Wednesday action we've had as the puck is dumped in by Flanagan. Davidson, nice forecheck, flips it out in front. Flanagan receives it on the backhand, spinning one in the direction of the goal. It didn't get all the way through, and Monroe back to work the other way. Monroe attempting to dump it in. Fernaris just took it right off the back. He's finally back up to his feet as Albrecht's quick shot comes in, and Borodkin's there to cover and makes the save. 18:44 to go in period number 1. They're not keeping shots tallied up here on the scoreboard. Our internet connection, similar to the last time we were here in Monroe, is going in and out, so we will try and update those totals as much as we can. Another quick save for Borodkin. Loose puck controlled by Jared Christie. He floats one far side, and it misses the glove of Anton Borodkin. Christie on the far wall, sending it back around for Leorakos down in the corner. Bondi jabbing it free, looking to poke it past Leorakos, who continues to battle with Bondi. Leorakos being coined Mr. Monroe, sends out a centering feed. Schumacher was leaking down the slot and got a good shot away. Leorakos to Christie, turned over. Carter Thornton had it for a moment. Now it's Brandon Lucchese motoring back the other way. On over to Thornton, who bangs it in down low. Lucchese, the first one there, throws it into the back of the cage, and it comes around to the far side for Tim Payne. Payne didn't get all of that one, lost the possession. It comes back to Leorakos, who floats it ahead for Christie. He can't settle the bouncing puck and has to coil back towards the point. Christie on over for Kyler Matthews. Matthews' quick shot might have caught a piece of the netting, but offline. Now a couple of quick stick moves, and a shot comes away. That might be one of the new additions, or no, that's Hagen Moe for the Moccasins, as Trey Fisher in a scrum back in the Monroe side of things. Pikarczyk comes to help out, but ultimately coming away with it is the Framingham Mass native Ben Stefanini. Beginning of the charge, here's Kyler Matthews. Matthews, 6 foot, 187 out of Alliston, Ontario, 27 years old. Stefanini gives it on back for Sam Turner. He has his pocket picked by Charbonneau. Charbonneau looking to break the play to the middle and didn't carry the puck with him after it was knocked away. Fernaris into the middle for Hagen Moe. Moe lost it as it was jabbed away by Flanagan. Albrecht picking it up down in the corner as we're going to have a whistle, and we'll see what the indication is. See Hagen Moe having a conversation with Trey Fisher, and they seem to be sharing a smile. Of course, I'm not a mind reader, but I'd have to imagine that Moe might have given something along the lines of an apology for the high hit that earned him a 2-game suspension for hitting Fisher up high in the face a couple weekends ago. And if that's the case, then a lot of respect to Hagen Moe, or maybe he was razzing him a little bit. One way or the other. Davidson going down into the end wall, throws his weight into the back of Jamie Dorsey. Leonard backhanding one for Bondi. Bondi's quick shot almost tipped in front by Davidson and ultimately held by Nolan Egbert. Fabian Leonard will take the face-off. Basel, Switzerland product, playing in now his 9th game as a member of the Breakers. Another quick shot comes in. Egbert goes down. Now on the doorstep, Davidson took a try, and it's sent out by Leorakos. Colton Wyzak to the blade of Aldiner Land. It's tapped in deep where Davidson will be the first one there. Davidson low angle try offline, and then he goes down slow but hard below the end line. Back the other way. Here comes Jared Christie pirouetting. Oh my goodness, what a move by Jared Christie. Couldn't complete the spinorama through all kinds of traffic. Anton Borodkin answers the bell. Jared Christie, that would have been a goal of the year candidate, at least here on Breakers TV. Holy cow, what a move. Just couldn't finish it. 15:35 to go here. Period number 1 in our Republic Finance first period as Egbert pins that one against the iron, and we'll get ready for another whistle and a face-off with 15:29 to go on the game clock here in period 1. All 14 teams are in action tonight on New Year's Eve in the FPHL. We'll try and keep you updated on scores in our intermissions. Brandon Lucchese ready for the ensuing draw. Carter Thornton in the shooting position right behind him. Draw is won by the Moccasins. They'll send it back around where Frank Schumacher collects it. Monroe captain up the wall to the assistant captain in Stefanini. Now Sam Turner, the former couple quick moves and a shot off the post. Don't believe that was Turner. It was Rasmus Asp who then tries to throw his body into Lucchese. Asp sitting at the Marty and Marks logo at center, able to tap that one in and negate the icing. Colton Wyzak, longtime member last season with the Dashers Hockey Club, then went to the Indiana Sentinels before joining the Biloxi Breakers. Charbonneau, really nice grab, gloves it down and shoots one. Save made by Egbert. Charbonneau, another quick shot that goes into the shins of Landon Johnson. Landon Johnson, sporting number 11, was named the second star back on December 27th, scoring his first professional goal in the win over the Topeka Scarecrows. Fisher, good stick lift. Puck spits out to Flanagan. He'll shoot one and misses well wide on the near side. Dumped in by Johnson. Taken by Austin Albrecht, rather. Albrecht to the far side. Fernaris, one-timer. Where did it go? It goes up into the seats. And we'll have immediate timeout. Our first one, 1-0. Monroe leads it here on New Year's Eve. We'll be back.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment, in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena.
.13 left to go here, period number 1 out of our first media timeout. My name's Devin Dobek. A draw coming down in the Breakers' end. Fisher will take it up against Andrew Ballant. And the draw is won cleanly by Ballant. Albrecht winding through the top of the key, then goes to the far circle. To the middle, Fernaris. Drop pass on over to Ballant. His quick shot off the glove of Borodkin and out. Flanagan rubbed off the puck by Carlos Fernaris. Albrecht goes down very slowly. Flanagan tipped over Fernaris, and now he's able to throw the puck ahead for Charbonneau. Charbonneau picks it up in the offensive zone, accepts a quick hit, and Monroe back in possession of the puck. Albrecht surveying for help, hits the brakes away from the pressure of Spinelli, fighting to get it back on over to Ferneris. Ferneris with Spinelli's hand right on his back, turns it over to Charbonneau, who flips it ahead for Pikarczyk, who instead will go out for a change. Good clear that time by Xavier Charbonneau. Charbonneau with the lone goal last weekend against the Baton Rouge Zydeco on Friday night in the 3-1 loss. That shot goes wide by Casey Gerstein. Nerland through the logo at center, winds over to the far side. With room, Nerland through the legs. Puck bleeds through him into the corner. Now out to Payne. Payne's quick drive, saved in and out of the glove of Nolan Egbert. And it will be settled back down by Liarakos. Casey Gerstein carrying the puck now. Gerstein has scored in 5 straight matchups against the Breakers. He's been almost a guaranteed goal as Borodkin sliding to the near post has it pop off. There's not a whole lot to bump into. The recoil on that post does not hold very well, and Borodkin pulls it right over. A chorus of boos will come in from the Monroe faithful here, as the referees will get it back on its bearings and will prepare for another whistle and a face-off. Leonard and Belant to take the draw. Leonard is able to win it this time. Back down it comes for Ferneris, looking to spoon it in front for Albrecht. Belant lets the puck run down low. Spinelli with it now, fans on the pass attempt up the wall to Nerland, into the skates of Albrecht. He loses it to Leonard, on over to Belant. Belant for Asp. Asp's quick shot is turned aside, then down below the end line. Albrecht lost it for a moment. Ferneris winds it back to Andrew Belant. Belant has his pass pop up off the deflection by Davidson, kept in with a nice play by Schumacher. Albrecht pinching down low. Pulls the puck on over to his backhand, up to the top of the key for Rasmus Asp, and chipped in. Monroe will make a few changes. Schumacher to the tape of Casey Gerstein, the big power forward, gives it away, but Schumacher gets it back and tucks it home. A surprise me shot through the 5-hole of Anton Borodkin, and Monroe doubles the lead. It's 2-0. As you can see, the Breakers had a chance to clear the puck out, but somehow it kicked perfectly back to Schumacher, and he wasted no time on the catch and release right through the 5-hole. Borodkin, 2-0. Colton Wyzak back in his own end, trailing by 2. Carries the puck through center and flips it ahead into the pads of Egbert, who will cover and finally drop it down with A.J. Schlepp in pursuit. This one gets all the way through and will not be an icing, so says the official. Now here's Gerstein, poked away by Flanagan. Thornton carrying the puck up the near side. Liarakos jabbed away for a moment. Thornton through some contact of Matthews, thought about reversing a hit. Good play, gets it back out to Wyzak. Wyzak floats one in front, still loose. Schlepp trying to get a stick on it, still free, down on his knees. Bondi now into the mix, and he's able to hit it through to Lucchese. Breakers with a chance on the doorstep. A.J. Schlepp still searching for his first career professional goal, and in Infantino's absence tonight, he's going to be getting a few more extra minutes. Gerstein backhanding one back down low. Borodkin thought it was icing for a moment, but Payne recollects. Fisher, good touch pass to Charbonneau, who flips it ahead. Past the pressure of Turner into the middle. Pikarczyk's backhander turned aside by Nolan Egbert. Now Fisher in a battle down below the end line. Turner throws it into his boots and now gets it right back. Carrying it out, sending one ahead. Borodkin will come out to play it and shoot at the distance. Might hold up just enough to negate the icing. Referees say so. Sam Turner Up ahead to begin the charge for Hagen Moe. Moe across the blue line, shoots one. Glove save made by Borodkin with 10:02 left to go in period number one, our Republic Finance first period. Good chance on the other end for Charbonneau and Pikarczyk. Really good effort on the self-pass by Charbonneau. Sliding it on over to Pikarczyk, who made a good chance with not a lot of daylight. Breakers win the ensuing draw. Flanagan bumping it back, looking for Leonard. Leonard kicks it out inadvertently, and it's repossessed by Sam Turner. Sam Turner, the former Seawolf, played 102 games in Biloxi, 21 goals, 68 assists across 3 seasons. Davidson nudging it ahead for Nerland, who takes some time to get it up to Leonard. Turner tracking it down, accepts some contact from Leonard, and now back to Frank Schumacher, the puck comes. Schumacher will wait for both teams to make some changes before beginning the charge. And now here comes Christie, slowly but dangerously up the near side. Couldn't slide it through the wickets of Spinelli. Thornton now battling on the near side with Gerstein. It's flipped into the body of Schlepp and right back to Thornton. Thornton holding. Takes a check in the back by Schumacher, and it looks like we're going to have a delayed call coming. As the horn sounds, our next media timeout, we will take it. Still 2-0 Monroe. We'll be back in a moment to the Civic Center. Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, jello shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cowan Road, Suite B, Gulfport. Walk-on's power play coming for your Biloxi Breakers as Casey Gerstein's assessed a 2-minute holding call. On the draw, it's tied up for a moment. Charbonneau in pursuit of the puck down in the corner. Lucas Pikarczyk battling with Rasmus Asp, the top defenseman of the Delaware Thunder a couple of years ago. Borodkin below the end line, slows it down for Declan Flanagan to begin the breakout. Fisher back across to Spinelli. Spinelli has it on the entry, then gets stapled into the wall by Asp. Asp wins it back and flips it down the full length of the ice. Breakers will have to restart again. Lucchese, Thornton, Flanagan, Charbonneau, and Fisher out there for the Breakers on the top unit. This one will be dumped in once again and right back to square one. 1 minute left to go on the Gerstein minor for holding. Fisher looking for Davidson. Pass got right through him in deep. Egbert plays it up the wall where it's cut off by Nerland. Nerland searching for a passing lane outside the circle, holding the puck. Sends it down low for Leonard. Looking back for Nerland, and Nerland in frustration bangs his stick as the puck comes back to Tim Payne. Payne to Davidson. Stefanini kicks it ahead to Egbert, turned over to Leonard. Leonard had some time to shoot, instead will take the possession, gives it back to Thornton. Leonard, now Davidson. Back to Leonard. Leonard slides it dangerously into Payne and now has to come back to the blue line to reset. Thornton just barely able to get back onside. Davidson hanging on to the puck, then lost it trying to make a move through to the middle. And it'll be dumped in again. That will do it for the Walk-Ons power play. Monroe 1 for 1 on the kill tonight and 1 for 1 on the power play, which they scored just about 36 seconds into tonight's affair. Spinelli on over for Schlepp. He catches the saucer pass and will dump it in. Almost ran over Rasmus Asp. Then he goes down. Asp waves to him as he hits the ice. Albrecht back over for Ballant. Ballant looking into the middle for Albrecht, who's run into the wall by Bondi. They get untangled as Spinelli taking a little bit of time to get the puck on over to Fisher. Fisher will head it right around the official's head, and now a one-timer off the wall. The rebound, another big glove save by Borodkin. With 6:06 to go. Get another face-off coming in Borodkin's end. Spinelli having a conversation with Matthews. Those were the two that fought a few weeks ago right here in the Monroe Civic Center after the whole incident with Rosenzweig and Corson Green. Wonder if something else is brewing, maybe another round of Spinelli and Matthews. Matthews has fought Spinelli and Bondi and lost both bouts in the season series. Matthews at the point, shoots one, redirected in front, and finally heads back to the near side. Fisher with the new addition, Dean Balsamo, in there. Balsamo, 5'11", 185 out of St. Clair Shores, Michigan. He's on a little bit of the older side, but plenty of SPHL and ECHL experience for him. Has not played since 2023 when he was with the Knoxville Ice Bears, or at least professionally has not played. But now back in the lineup joining the Monroe Moccasins and continuing his career. Balsamo sending it into the middle. Hit the skates of Stefanini, then a quick chance for Mo, sent back in front, kicked out by Borodkin. And Flanagan finally able to finish the task out to Charbonneau. 1-on-2 back the other way in the neutral zone. Charbonneau carries it in, accepts a slash from Turner, gets a shot away. And Egbert makes the save. Davidson back up to Payne, and then Davidson takes an awkward hit down in the corner. Payne looking back over for Charbonneau. And Gerstein sends it back to his defensive teammates. Gerstein in a foot race with Bondi for the puck. Bondi got spun around. Christie now, quick shot off a defender and wide. 4:35 to go here, period number 1. 2-0 Monroe in the Snake Pit here in Monroe, Louisiana. Gerstein dumping it ahead. Leonard, a little trouble settling it. Bondi runs Christie into the wall after a battle for the puck. Leonard awkwardly hits the half wall. Ballant gets back to Liarakos. One-timer for Ballant is turned aside with the pad by Borodkin. Ballant got stopped by Aldi Nerland. Nerland back with the puck in his own end as Leonard's taken down. Delayed penalty coming up against Monroe as we head into our final media timeout of the frame. We'll step aside. Breakers headed back to the Walk-Ons power play. When we return, don't go anywhere.
Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Come see us today at our brand new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Back underway here. Apologies, trying to make sure we had you up to date. Lucchese's quick drive. Missed the net of Egbert and goes off the window. Fisher in a battle. Puck spits back out to Lucchese, who peels it off the wall. Pikarczyk, snap pass for Flanagan. Flanagan, Charbonneau's one-timer. Blew up on him a little bit and goes back down below the end line. Now Monroe leading the charge back the other way. Even numbers. Tucker Scantlebury carrying the puck. Scantlebury's quick shot is saved by Borodkin. Charbonneau picking it up in stride back from north to south the other way. Gives it across for Schumacher. Schumacher able to play it to Moe, who sends it the full length. And Breakers will reset once more. Flanagan dropping it back to Carter Thornton. Thornton, self-pass. Casey Gerstein gives him a bump. Matthews off the wall, up to Nerland. Nerland back for Thornton, snapping it up to the point for Payne. Back to Davidson, his quick shot into the catching mitt of Nolan Egbert, and another whistle coming. Nice to see the Breakers move the puck around the horn on the power play. That was a big emphasis and point in practice this week for Charlie Penn's group, was getting a few established plays, new plays on the power play, especially going up against the #1 penalty kill unit in the Monroe Moccasins. Good sequence there. Davidson releases the shot, and now still another 48 seconds left to make something happen. Payne had a chance to haul it in at the blue line. Davidson battling for the puck against Moe. Able to win it back out to Tim Payne. Payne with 2 goals this season. Both came here in Monroe in this building. Does he have any more magic in him here tonight? Nerland wrapped up by Dorsey, who pins him into the wall. Loose puck controlled by Thornton. Back out to Davidson above the circle. Davidson through the legs to Nerland. Back to Davidson. His shot. He scars! Darius Davidson on the power play connects. And the Breakers cut the deficit in half. It's 2-1. Davidson with his 4th of the season. And a much-needed power play goal. You see the quick hesitation from Davidson on this nice pass by Nerland back above the circle, and then quick release through the 5-hole of Egbert. Couldn't have placed it any better. And it becomes 2-1. It's dropped once again. Spinelli looking for Charbonneau. It hits into the skates of Schumacher and is controlled by Ferneris. Charbonneau looking to flick it back to Trey Fisher. Fisher gets it in deep. Pikarczyk battling with it. Fisher has it in the skates of Schumacher. Schumacher's locked into the wall as it spits free. Now Albrecht, a nice move around Charbonneau. Ballant barely able to stay on side and throws it in for Albrecht. Now a backdoor feed looking for Ferneris, and it went off the side of the post and wide. Spinelli takes a big hit, has to readjust the shades as Monroe able to get the puck back in deep. 80 seconds left to go. Nerland got a piece of it, so says the linesman. Back down low, Dorsey hits Nerland into the wall. Up to Colton Wyzak. Wyzak Accepts some contact from Leah Roncos. 1 minute left to play in period number 1. Bondi back to retrieve it below the end line. Up the wall for Davidson, who just scored the goal to cut the deficit in half. Oh, Nerlam would have had a chance down the other way if that one hadn't been gloved down by Leah Roncos. Nerlam was lurking for a breakaway. Leonard at center ice, bank pass ahead for Nerland. Nerland lost a handle on it for a moment, now heading back towards the point. Backhander to Davidson, the rebound to Leonard. Oh, he hit the post. Oh, that was almost a perfect accidental feed for Leonard. Redirected in front, Nerland back on goal. Oh my goodness, it's like there's a steel curtain in front of the netting there. Somehow not one of those 3 chances could go for Biloxi. Inside 10 now, Wyzak's shot up and into the net. And we'll have a face-off coming with 6 seconds left to go. Leonard and Nerlam both with golden opportunities. Egbert trying to readjust himself and get back into position. And somehow Leonard robbed by the post. Nerland might have just missed the mark from the low angle, trying to hurry the shot and not give Egbert time to adjust. One last face-off here in period number 1. And it will be won by the Moccasins. Final few seconds will bleed out, and that will do it for period number 1. Darius Davidson's late power play goal cuts the deficit in half. The Breakers trail 2-1 as we head into our first intermission. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment right here on Breakers TV. Don't go anywhere. All right, as promised, AJ Schlepp joins the panel. Schlepper, happy to have you on with us on Breaker Banner.
Thanks for having me.
Well, take us through the beginning of your hockey career. You grew up in an OHL town, Medicine Hat, Alberta. Take us through growing up and learning the game up in Canada.
Yeah, it's actually a Western League town, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I started playing hockey pretty late. I started playing at 12 years old. Was like my first official year of playing hockey, kind of a later bloomer. Just fell in love with it right away. The Tigers are a super big Western League team in Medicine Hat, so I was going to games like pretty early on. Knew exactly, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Yeah, I just grew up playing my minor hockey from 12 years old till juniors. So that's the gist of it for sure.
So you played the game your whole life. Who were your early mentors or coaches, people that you looked up to early in your career to get the ball rolling?
Yeah, so when I talk about the Tigers, Emerson Edom was a huge guy that one of my idols that I looked up to. I was always just drawn to the tough guys on that team. Jake Doty, Cole Gerbervac, Cale Kessie. So that really molded kind of my style of play and just the hockey that I enjoy.
So it's no secret you got a little bit of size to you, 6'8", currently weighing in around 210. But growing up, when you had that kind of size with you, was it a bit of an advantage or a disadvantage? I mean, some people might think it's an advantage because you're the biggest kid out there, but I'm sure it also leads to some more penalties and things that make it a little tougher.
Yeah, so when I was younger, I joke all the time, like with my buddies, that I just kind of did what I wanted. I could score, I could hit, I could do it all. But yeah, once I got older to midget, I think that my body was kind of underdeveloped. I was gangly, went through a big growth spurt in that age, so that definitely made it a little bit tougher for those times in that age. But when I was younger, it definitely helped for sure.
So when you hit that midget level, how tall were you comparatively to the rest of your teammates and opponents?
Yeah, we laugh at all the photos, like, early on, just like I always towered over in team pictures or even like on the bench and stuff. But I think I was around 6'5", like 170 pounds soaking wet. So I was definitely a different looking cat for sure.
So growing up as well up in Canada, did you have a favorite NHL team or player growing up?
Yeah, I was a big Oilers fan, still am. I know we're kind of in a tough spot right now, but yeah. As for favorite player, I was always a big Ovi fan for some reason. Like, I was just drawn to him, so that's a little out of the box, but those are my two top NHL teams and favorite players growing up. So.
Hard not to like Ovechkin. He's
Yeah.
one of the most likable guys ever in the NHL.
He's
It's
electric.
a tough
Come
guy
on.
not to like, and
Exactly,
he's a leader,
yeah.
so you got to love him. But did you play any other sports growing up? Were there other things you did off the ice?
Yeah, I was a big baseball player. I was a pitcher, first baseman, so if I wasn't, I always joked that I would have gone pro in baseball regardless. So I come from a big music family, so music was just a huge thing growing up. So that's my other hidden talent, if you want to say.
No kidding. Are you a
Yeah.
singer? Are you play an instrument?
I
or-
do it all, man.
You do it all. All right, we're going to have to hear some of that at
Jack
some
of all
point. Maybe we'll
trades,
do a
yeah.
special on the Jumbotron coming up.
100%,
AJ
100%.
Schlepp Sounds or something like that.
Sing the national anthem. You never know.
Hey, there you go. That would fire the people up. But so we flash forward to 2017-18 now. You're a part of 3 different teams in that span. Were you trying to figure out the path that you wanted to take? Why was it so on the go at this point in your career?
Yeah, I just think that, like I said, kind of in that age, I was tall, but I didn't have much weight to me. I was kind of like uncoordinated, so it was just an interesting time, just trying to like develop my body and everything like that. I didn't really know too much about the gym at that time. I also think that I had a lot of paths I could have went, and I just wasn't mature enough for those paths at the time. So, yeah.
So flashing forward to COVID time after a few seasons there. So you go to Briarcrest College? Briarcrest College. Spent 2 seasons there before transferring out. Can you speak to your time there and how it shaped your career, your 2 seasons at Briarcrest?
Yeah, I look back like pretty fondly on those times in college. I discovered the gym. My coach was really hard on me, which, sometimes it sucked, but definitely molded me to be an actual player. And so, yeah, college was definitely huge in developing, like I said, my size, my coordination and everything like that. So.
Do you feel like there's anything you wish you would have done differently going back to college your first 2 seasons there before transferring? Or did you leave it all out on the table and it was just time to take the next step?
Yeah, so, if my coach quit actually after 2 years, he just wanted to spend more time with his family. But if he would have stayed at that school, I probably would have been there for all 5 years. After he quit, I just decided, maybe it's time to move on from this organization and go to another institution. But yeah, that's basically it.
So from there, you wind up at Portage College in 2023 to 24. How was that experience playing at Portage different from your time at Briarcrest?
Yeah, it started off tough. I was ineligible for the first semester, and I was battling injuries at the time too. But yeah, it was definitely, I came in, more developed and understanding the game, and it was huge. I got to play a handful of games in that second semester. I feel like I was, more of a leader on that team, and yeah, overall it was definitely a good experience for sure.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena.
Looking for non-stop fun? Sky Zone Biloxi at the Edgewater Mall is the place to be. Jump off wall-to-wall trampolines, dunk on the basketball court, or conquer the warrior course. Sky Zone Biloxi truly has something for everyone. And now, you can celebrate big with our newly upgraded birthday party packages to make their special day unforgettable. Get ready to jump, play, and soar higher than ever at Sky Zone Biloxi.
Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, jello shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cowan Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshee Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshee Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit FosheeResidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
When injury knocks you out, Bienville Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Where players dash, the skates are flash, the home team trails behind. But they grab the puck and go bursting up and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees, they travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside, it's a good old hockey game.
As we are ready to go here. Pikarczyk looking for a centering pass, goes all the way to the corner for Henry. Now a quick shot from Lucchese, score! Brandon Lucchese from inside the blue line surprises Bailey Stevens, and the Breakers strike first. It's 1-0 on the road. Here it comes back to Tim Delaney. Now a stretch pass over to Yevdokimov, closing in one-on-one, score! Yaro Yevdokimov, what a feed from Grant Bondi back the other way. Oh my goodness, the vision. And Yevdokimov, in his first game wearing the captain's C, notches his 5th goal of the season. And the Breakers double their margin. It's 2-0. Pikarczyk on over to Caden Henry. Henry looking to fight it on over to Yevdokimov. Drop pass on over. Pikarczyk shoots. Score! Lucas Pikarczyk. A beautiful passing play from the Breakers. That was going to be the make or break factor for Charlie Penz's group, is puck possession. How about that time from what's becoming the best line, one of the best lines in the Continental Division. Pikarczyk, Henry, and Yevdokimov. 3-0. Back the other way, Bondi. Just barely able to force it out. Now quick touch pass from Yevdokimov over for Henry. Henry toe drag to his backhand, score! Caden Henry with a highlight reel goal off a beautiful passing play. The exception line does it again. As breaking it out of the zone. Quick opportunity for Hansen. Traveling with him is Conway. Back for Hansen. Conway. They score! Conway tucks it on the short side, and the Breakers extend their lead to 5. How about that passing play from Curtis Hansen to Declan Conway? 2 seconds and 1, and that will do it. As Josh Rosenzweig picks up his first shutout of the season. 45 saves for Josh Rosenzweig. A night he very much needed to get those numbers trending back in the right direction, as now Infantino wants a piece of Steve Ford. A little something going on at center ice as the two teams are being separated by the officials. Yaro Yevdokimov hurting his cast of characters back one way. Trey Fisher and Ford still bickering. And we welcome you back into our Chick-fil-A at the Edgewater Mall first intermission report. My name's Devin Novak, the voice of the Breakers, back along with you. Let's take a look through our game summary up until this point. The Moccasins lead it 2-1 through 20 minutes. At 36 seconds in on the power play, Kyler Matthews made it 1-0. That was a pregame warm-up violation penalty against the Breakers that made them start the game shorthanded and ultimately led to the Monroe power play goal, their lone power play of the frame. Then at 8:08, it's the captain, Frank Schumacher, cashing in his 8th of the season to make it 2-0. But the Breakers would not go away quietly.
heading into the back half of the frame, generating some momentum, headed to the walk-ons power play. Darius Davidson at 17:54, notch his 4th of the season to make it 2-1. Borodkin and Egbert each with 10 saves. Let's take a look now at the intermission numbers, and I think it might surprise a lot of people how close this game has truly been early on. Score 2-1 Monroe. The shots are 12-11 in favor of the Snakes, so the Breakers have been right with them at generating opportunities. That was a huge emphasis for Charlie Pence coming in to the New Year's Eve battle, was to generate shots on Nolan Egbert. On the power play, Monroe is 1 for 1. The Breakers are 1 for 2. Monroe has taken an extra penalty than the Breakers. They've got 4 penalty minutes, taking a penalty 2 in period number 1. Excuse me. We head now into our Aaron's second period here on Breakers TV. As the teams have returned to the ice, and we'll get ready to go from high above the ice here in Monroe as well ourselves. A solid 20 minutes. Now rolling over into the middle chapter for the final time here inside the Civic Center, these two teams dueling. And the puck is dropped. We're back underway for period number 2. Devin Dobeck along with you on Breakers TV as Payne goes to track it down in the corner. Chips it back around for Spinelli. He windmills over Ferneris, and the puck able to get on over to Tim Payne. Payne, forehand pass for Charbonneau. His quick shot, looking for a rebound out to Pikarczyk, is turned aside by Egbert. Now back the other way, here's Albrecht, leading it ahead for Ferneris. Drop back to Albrecht, through the circle, quick shot, and a better glove save made by Anton Borodkin. He's been absolutely superb over the past few weeks. 4 consecutive starts for Mr. Borodkin. I believe that will add up to 5 with his start here tonight. Began starting games against the Moccasins, made it a 3-1 loss at home a couple weeks ago, then played the next night here in Monroe. And then the last 2 games against the Zydeco. Liarakos with room, dances in around Borodkin, then peels it out of his skate and tried to bank it off him and in. It won't go. That was almost a little crafty goal by Liarakos, looking to play the bank, basketball style. Another big save for Borodkin. The rebound off the crossbar, and Nerland taps it out. Oh, wow, the Breakers dodge a bullet. Monroe also traded Corey Cunningham earlier this week to the Twin City Thunderbirds for future financial considerations. But a Moccasin who was here from day 1 last season and was their leading goal scorer last year with 23. Of course, that team much different than the team now. Leonard looking to drop it back to Nerland, who wasn't crashing the net as hard as Leonard had anticipated. And the puck is back the other way. Christie into the middle looking for Gerstein. It comes all the way to the far side for Liarakos, up to Asp. Asp will wheel it back down low where Flanagan and Bondi converge to retrieve it. Schlepp misplayed it off the wall. Christie, quick feed on over for Moe, and Moe kicks it back down low. Schlepp carries the puck out of the zone to avoid the offside. Almost ran over Stefanini, who was right in his tracks. Now Bondi pops it up in the air, knocked down by Borodkin, and now up ahead here's Thornton leading Lucchese fresh off the bench. Lucchese lost the puck looking to power move to the net and took down Landon Johnson with him. Now Lucchese able to pick the puck up in the corner, will bank it to the point for Payne. Matthews springing one ahead, that's misplayed by Balsamo. Balsamo wearing number 93. Derek Dubé-Plouffe heads abroad to Europe to continue his professional career, and they bring in Balsamo. Spinelli into the middle. Pikarczyk able to play it. It's banked in. Thornton will win the race to negate the icing call. Fakes right, goes around the goal left, and Monroe back to work, but losing his stick was Balan. He bumps into Payne, and now Spinelli forced to retrieve it through the middle. Fernaris battling with battling with Payne. Pikarczyk carries it out of the mix, gives it to Lucchese, looking back for Pikarczyk, who chips it ahead. Pikarczyk down in the corner. Albrecht bangs into him. Now Lucchese locked up with Dorsey down in the corner. Finally, Albrecht and Pikarczyk get untangled, and now Fernaris with it, carrying it through the middle, dropping it off to Austin Albrecht. Albrecht has his pocket picked by Bondi. Davidson with it now, a 3-on-2 for the Breakers. Now a 2-on-1, Leonard shooting one, and a save made by Nolan Egbert. Really nice 3-on-2 play made, an unselfish pass by Davidson to set up the opportunity for Nerland, as well as Fabian Leonard, who ultimately ended up taking the shot. Off the ensuing face-off with a couple clicks over 16:20 left to go. Leonard. Christie, now Nerland turning one on goal. Save made by Egbert, up high around the shoulder. Davidson forces a turnover, looking to dance through the middle, cut off by Asp. Leonard takes the loose change, hits the pause. Now Nerland thought about the shot, took a little too long and forces one in through the middle, bouncing around and sprung on by Egbert to warrant another face-off at the 15:55 marker. Entertaining night of hockey. Breakers came to compete tonight, putting on a good game. Shots have been relatively equal, a couple chances at either end. Anton Borodkin's made some key saves here to begin period 2 and keep it at just a 2-1 game in our Aaron's second period. Ensuing draw is won by the Snakes. Flipped up and batted down by Tim Payne. Couple stick lifts coming tenaciously from Scantlebury, who hasn't had a ton of minutes here tonight. Fisher and Scantlebury converge. Charbonneau, quick snap pass to Pikarczyk. Over the blue line he comes. Pikarczyk looking to jab it away from Scantlebury. Comes out to Charbonneau, and he mishandled it, where Hagen Moe rescues the puck and heads back the other way. Hit into the wall by Payne for a moment, just enough to free up the puck. Then Charbonneau takes a scary hit down in the end wall. Referees say no call. Charbonneau fortunately back up to his feet. That could have been trouble. Flanagan with room, shoots one. Save made by Egbert, kicks out to Schlepp. He steps out fresh off the bench. Albrecht harassed by Charbonneau and has to play the puck to the near side, where Johnson takes a huge hit from Schlepp. Saw his face come right into the glass there. Inside 15 minutes left to go, period 2. Matthews holding and shooting into the glove of Borodkin. And we'll head into our next media timeout. Still 2-1 Monroe. We'll be back in a moment right here on Breakers TV.
When injury knocks you out, Bienville Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back. .42 left to go in period number 2.
Breakers and the Mocs battling for the final time here at the Monroe Civic Center. Only 2 more matchups remaining. Those will both be at the Coast Coliseum in a couple weeks. We hope you can join us. As now Thornton, one-on-one, sprung ahead, going against Turner, lets one fly. And a pad save made by Egbert. That goes up and into the seats where it's snagged by a fan who's all fired up, gets a couple claps as he returns to sit back. Carter Thornton has once again tonight been in a lot of quality places where he can create opportunities. It's been the finishing, and he knows it himself, that has been a little slow to come. Had a goal last time they were here in Monroe, but Carter expects a lot from himself and certainly thinks he'll be scoring more in the back half of this season. As there's a tip for Lucchese, they score! Brandon Lucchese with a crowd stopper right here inside the Civic Center, able to tie it at 2 off the redirection on the shot from Wyzak, and we're all knotted up at 2. Beautiful goal that time. Lucchese picks up goal number 3 this season on the redirection. And just like that, there's life for the Breakers. As we return to the action, trying to get our replay feed, or rather Monroe's replay feed that they have back for you. We'll have to wait. They do all their connection through the cloud, which requires the internet, so their feeds have been going in and out. We'll keep it with this one, which is not steered us wrong just yet. Charbonneau back for Pikarczyk, up to Flanagan, who shoots one. There's a big collision in front. Charbonneau got run through Egbert. Egbert looked like he might have wanted a call for a moment. Now Fisher shielding the puck with poise, backhanding one to the middle, and Leorakos paddles it down for Christie, who will spring ahead Gerstein. Christie cutting to the goal. Gerstein's quick shot is held by Borodkin. 13:41 left to go in period number 2. Entertaining night of hockey nonetheless. Breakers giving the Moccasins a good game here through the opening 26 minutes. Leonard will take the draw with Stefanini. And it's won by Leonard. Spinelli up to Davidson. Davidson saucering one ahead, looking for Nerland, who will have to re-tag on side. Now Hagen Moe into the middle, almost knocked down by Balsamo for a moment, and just barely banked out of the zone. Leonard gives on to Nerland, 2-on-1. Davidson shoots one, big save, Egbert, the rebound. Leonard had another chance and couldn't bury it. A bouncing puck in the slot, and Leonard with 2 tonight, where he's been robbed by a post and a bouncing puck. Egbert with a tremendous save on Davidson, who's a sharpshooter for the Breakers. Nerland dropping it back for Leonard. Leonard shoots one and just missed on the glove side of Egbert. Back the other way, you hear Charlie Penn screaming, get back to his back end guys, as Albrecht flips one in on goal, and that one is held on to by Borodkin. 2-2 hockey game with inside 13 minutes to go in period number 2. And with all the absences, of course, Rosenbaum and Crowder being marked as inactive this week. You have Dakama being marked inactive and ultimately getting called to the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. Congratulations to Yarrow. No Conway still. Hopefully he'll be back shortly as Thornton flips it up and into the bench. Breakers playing with a lot of heart tonight, and they've been moving the puck well. Passing certainly seems to be a little more to a T, as Scantlebury and Schlepp have a quick conversation. Are they going to go here? That would be pretty interesting. Scantlebury certainly looks like he's going to drop the mitts. Now he might be more in the shooting position. Scantlebury's already got his mittens off, and here we go. A.J. Schlepp and Tucker Scantlebury going at it down in Borodkin's end. A.J. Schlepp 6'8", 209. Tucker Scantlebury, 6'1", 185. Scantlebury comes first. Schlepp gives him one right to the head. Now another. Schlepp loses the bucket. Scantlebury comes with a right. Now a couple more rights. Scantlebury coming up over the top. An undercut from Schlepp. Another undercut, and then a jab from Schlepp. Still feeding them to Scantlebury, popping them in the side of the bucket. Scantlebury hanging in there, holding his own, grabbing a hold of Schlepp. One more right, and Schlepp trying to take him down. They will be separated. And that was a fight, an entertaining fight to say the least. Scantlebury and Schlepp 17 on 17, and Scantlebury knowing that this building needed to come back alive with it now being tied, takes the liberty of calling out the biggest guy on the breakers and gave him a good go, but A.J. Schlepp connecting with some bombs on the back end of that one. Good bout for A.J. Schlepp and Tucker Scantlebury. Nobody went down. Nobody wanted to give an inch. See if there's any more to come on the physicality side of things. They just put the 5-minute penalties on the board. That is likely to come down soon. I think the officials are coming over to iron it out. Let's take a look at tonight's officials. The linesmen are Brian Thurnauer and Rob Wilson. The referees are Jesse Burns and Cam Campbell. A 2-2 hockey game approaching the midway point here in period number 2 of our Aaron's second period. A couple young fans looking to get Scantlebury's attention down by the Moccasins bench, and a couple older fans looking to get Schlepp's attention down at the Breakers bench. As the referees are now taking a look down on the video review iPads. Not sure, oh, Uncle Tuck, that must be Mr. Scantlebury. Sign right next to the Breakers bench. As now the referee's skating over to Charlie Pence to give him an explanation. And looks like he's got a tablet as well. Maybe showing them his point of view, as we'll stand aside and wait for all this to get ironed out. Now they're going to head over to Russ Perrant. Perrant, a Canadian former professional ice hockey defenseman. From Winnipeg, Manitoba, went to the University of North Dakota, was all WCHA and All-American, and then drafted to the New York Rangers in 1986. Played all over Europe and North America, and with the original Monroe Moccasins, and now he returns here tonight, or rather this season, to coach them. As Fernaris and Flanagan have a quick chat after the whistle. No penalty time put on the scoreboard, so I'm not sure what they were electing to look at on the iPads here. Another face-off win for the Moccasins, tied up by Tim Payne on the far side half wall. Payne below the end line, spooning around, still protecting the puck well. Chips it ahead to Charbonneau. He'll head in one-on-one with Sam Turner, cutting to the goal. Backhander saved by Egbert. He thought he had it as it clangs out. Fisher now applying some pressure, knocks it away from Albrecht. Pikarczyk spun around at the blue line by Dorsey. And Ballant's able to carry the loose change on over to Turner. Now Dorsey again back for Fernaris, who gives it to Payne. Payne into the skates of Fisher. He'll kick it into the offensive zone. Fisher, centering pass, accepts a hit from Dorsey. Goes all the way through, and Spinelli will play it off the wall from the neutral zone. 11:40 to go here, period 2 on Breakers TV and on Super Talk Mississippi. My name's Devin Dobek, along with you as we approach the midway point. Spinelli over to Gerstein. Gerstein has it knocked away. Leonard on over to Nerland. Nerland inside the blue line, holding and shooting, and that didn't get through. Spun around looking for Davidson. Scantlebury, or rather Dorsey, has it knocked away by Leonard. Out to the point for Spinelli. Thought about the shot, gives to Nerland with room. His quick drive goes over the net. Spinelli mishandled it around the blue line, and now Christie. 2-on-2 the other way with Gerstein. Holding inside the blue line, waiting for help. Bondi picks his pocket, like Oliver Twist. Gives it back around to Brendan Spinelli. Spinelli looked like he might have lost an edge for a moment there. And now Monroe back to work. Balsamo was lurking at the blue line looking for a feed before Biloxi able to get back into possession. Tapped in by Davidson to avoid the icing. Breakers able to make a full change. Everyone but Nerland. Nerland trying to get back to the bench. Looks like there was only 4 Breakers out on the ice for a moment, as now Thornton Cowboys over the boards into the play. Payne in his own end, handling it. Gets whirly-birded around. Thornton now shifting gears, gives to Nerland. His quick shot deflects off the leg of Asp back into the far wall. Nice play by Thornton to win a puck battle. Then he undressed Schumacher. Nerland. Thornton peeling behind the goal. Schumacher's going to go play it. Schumacher hits the brakes. Thornton once again takes his stick from him. Thornton gets pinned into the wall in the numbers by Schumacher, and now a scrum. The fans think a fight's going on, as now Schumacher picked up Thornton to play the puck. I don't know if there's a penalty against picking a guy up, but certainly have not seen that too often. Balsamo forces a turnover, walks in and shoots, and he missed the net. Flanagan bumping it up. It lands to Albrick. Albrick misplays it. Charbonneau now turning the ice the other way. Wyzak across the line, shooting one. And that over the glove of Egbert and off the window. Luke Casey pops it up and over the glass, and we'll have our second media timeout of the frame coming now. Breakers have tied it at 2. We'll be back in a minute.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshee Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshee Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit FosheeResidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
.14 left to go here, period 2 across the midway point. Breakers and the Moccasins tied in a good one here on New Year's Eve, the last day and the last game in 2025 before we shift gears into the new year. Crazy to think that January is just hours away. Seems like just yesterday I was moving in to Biloxi back at the end of August, early September, and now we're already about halfway through the calendar time this season. Still not halfway through the games yet. Breakers have played 23 games, now in their 24th out of 56. So nearing that midway marker of game 28 momentarily. Good news is they've played mostly road games. I believe they only have 10 more, maybe 11 more road games after tonight. Would have to do the math for you again, but 10 or 11 more road games and a lot of long homestands with as many as 6 games in a row for some of them as they'll kick off this weekend. Bondi's pass goes over the blue line, and Spinelli takes a big hit from Belant. He kind of was in an awkward position because he didn't want to give the puck away and have numbers on a break the other way, so had to just put himself in a vulnerable spot and takes a big hit to pay the price for his team. That one might have skipped over the blue line. Matthews thinks he kept it in. Now back to Matthews, his shot into the chest of Borodkin. Another save made with 8:30 left to go. Breakers giving the Moccasins a game. We're going to go cellular to try and get you the updated shot totals. Wow, some good games around the league we'll take you through as well. Shots in the second are 9-4 in favor of Biloxi. They changed the first period shots to 19-11 Monroe. So a little bit of sorcery going on. But the shots officially are 24-20 with that one there in favor of the Moccasins throughout the game. Around the FPHL, Topeka on top of, or defeated Baton Rouge 3-2 earlier today. They had a matinee start earlier, and then Binghamton pounded Watertown in front of a sold-out crowd at the Visions Veterans Memorial Arena 9-1. Athens has come back to tie it against Columbus 5-5 in the third. As Leah Rockos has a shot blow up on him down on the doorstep. Gerstein able to retain possession. Back to Leah Rockos. PD in top of Danbury 3-1 out in South Carolina in the third period. Twin City pounding the Blue Ridge Bobcats 5-1 in the first period, so it says. I believe that game's a little further along, though. He's in front, quick opportunity, somehow barely a shot away by Dorsey there, crashing in from the blue line. And then the only other score, 1-1 Indiana and Port Huron in the third period out at Hamilton Community Center. As the referee whistles it again, and we'll see what the indication is here with 7.5 minutes to go. Draw is going to come back to the Breakers line. They just rung the horn for media timeout, but I'm not sure exactly why. It's not media timeout o'clock. Oh, they are releasing Schlepp and Scantlebury out of the box. So they'll return to their benches. A warm ovation for Scantlebury, who just fought one of the largest soldiers in the FPHL, and AJ Schlepp. Good bout, but Schlepp definitely connected with a few more towards the end of that fight. Schumacher shot, kicks free to Asp, and then another blocker save made by Borodkin. Spinelli looking for a lane ahead to Thornton, snapped it by him, and this will go as a quick Ben & Jerry's at the Hard Rock Cafe in Biloxi icing with 7:18 left to go in period two. The lone goal in the second period belongs to Brandon Lucchese on a redirection in front to even the score. Moccasins struck quickly at 36 seconds into period one, and I'm sure a lot of Breakers fans were saying, oh no, here we go again. But the Breakers, with all the changes they've had going on, have put together a very competitive and entertaining hockey game here tonight, tied at 2, and looking for that all-important 5th goal of the contest. Lucchese. Backhand saucer into the middle. Wyzak looking to go track it down. Asp swats it free to Belant, who's stung by Thornton. Then Thornton takes a shot from Asp as retaliation. Borodkin at the other end makes the save with the glove. Really nice stand-up hit by Carter Thornton. And nothing else comes from that, but wow. Carter Thornton, one of a handful of Biloxi players that seemingly finishes every hit. That time a good one on Belant. Belant threw a big one into Spinelli earlier, and Spinelli and Thornton, they get along. They ride to the rink together, so sticking up for his teammate there and friend. A little bit of revenge. Fisher will take the draw with Hagen Moe. Moe ties it up, and eventually it'll be controlled by Payne. Moe has his stick snap in 2. Pikarczyk, Fisher calling for it adamantly. He enters the zone and shoots one. Save made by Egbert. Rebound kicks over to Johnson, who will break it out of the zone past Payne down in the direction of Borodkin. And that will go for another Ben & Jerry's at the Hard Rock Cafe icing. A little bit quiet here in Monroe. Fans certainly have not had as much to cheer about as they typically do in this arena. Monroe, a team that averages 5.5 goals a game, just 2 here through the opening 34 minutes. Fisher, clean win to Charbonneau. His shot is saved by Egbert. Charbonneau using his shoulder to bump it back into the corner. Pikarczyk flanking Scantlebury, and now it's free to Charbonneau, snared out of the air by Egbert, and Fisher is cleared out of the crease. Puck popped up in the air, and Egbert sprawling all around to nab it and make sure that it wouldn't have any further rebound, with Fisher lurking to pot the go-ahead goal. .609 left to go here on Breakers TV and on Super Talk Mississippi. Face-off is won by the Snakes. Banked up the wall, Nerland keeps it in. Pinches on the wall, heading to the goal. Centering pass, Leonard's robbed by Egbert. Fabian Leonard with another golden opportunity. Great feed by Nerland, and Leonard's just having one of those snake-bitten nights, no pun intended. He's been in all the right scoring areas, but that time Egbert the reason that he's not on the score sheet. Good night of creating opportunities for Leonard, and we'll see if he can use that hard work to create a big goal for himself here. Flanagan's drive into the chest of Egbert is held again, and Leonard gets a quick shove from Kyler Matthews, and then one from Liarakos. Eggy chant beginning to emerge here in the Civic Center. One thing that has been Monroe's problem all season long has been goaltenders. Gabe Rozak, who was their best active goaltender, had a save percentage around .940 and a 3-0 record. Had a voluntary departure this week, according to the FPHL transactions page. So now it just leaves Masternak and Egbert as the tandem. Beginning of the season, it was Kuhn along with Leonard's quick shot goes wide again that time. But it was Kuhn and then Perrant, and they had Henry Graham, of course. So a complete change in between the pipes. 2 of the 3 Breakers goalies have been here all year. Anton Borodkin was acquired via trade from the Sentinels. But the opening 3 were, of course, Rosenzweig and Garrett Johnson with Elwha Bouchard. And after Bouchard's departure, Borodkin comes in. Dorsey lost possession just inside the blue line. It's banked out of the zone, fumbled around for a moment, and then flipped back ahead. Belant to the near side for Ferneris. Ferneris looking to sauce one for Albrecht. Nice play by Flanagan to bat it out of the air. He sits in the slot waiting for a lane, and then makes a nice play. Maybe Borodkin did actually off the paddle of the stick to knock that one away. Inside 5 minutes to play in period number 2. All locked up at 2. Liarakos off the wide shot by Asp, and then Asp another drive that misses on the glove side again. Payne using his body to create some space. Nerland banks it out of the zone. Thornton looking to track down the bouncing puck, and it's controlled by Schumacher ultimately. Thornton hit into the wall by Asp, looking to make a play on the puck. And back the other way, Lucchese banking it off the window ahead for Thornton. Thornton one-on-one with Asp. AJ Schlepp looking to hop into the play. Thornton takes it behind the goal, looking out to the top. Wyzak holding, back to Thornton. Little trouble handling it. Throwing his weight around, Asp throws him into the mix. Schlepp turning one, looking on goal, it's wide. All the way around to Bondi. Couple quick changes made for the Breakers. Bondi dicing down low, looking to coil to the goal. Schlepp shoved off the puck. It comes out to Lucchese. Lucchese bangs it back down low. Big rebound for Schlepp. Schlepp on goal. Egbert sprawling around once again, out of position. Pikarczyk winds it back around for Bondi. Bondi on over to Wyzak. Wyzak near point, looking for a pass down low to Pikarczyk. That deflects through. Pikarczyk back with it. Ladling one around, his team in the midst of a change, so Monroe able to recollect. Schumacher back for Rasmus Asp. And this one will be banked in for an icing. Monroe will have to keep all those guys on the ice. So we head into another media timeout. We'll take it. A fun one here in Monroe. Things beginning to get real interesting. 2-2.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Back to the action here. Offensive zone draw for Trey Fisher and co. And they're able to win it out to the point. Payne forced a shot as he had some pressure coming on him, and now a 3-on-2 charge starting the other way. Belant almost run into the wall by Spinelli. It's one away by Payne, who chips it ahead for Fisher. Coming in to help out is Charbonneau. They converge on Landon Johnson. And now Kyler Matthews back in possession. Landon Johnson. Bank feed behind the goal. Over to Matthews, who chips it up into the neutral zone. Payne flicks the puck free back to the far side. Johnson overskated it. Charbonneau picks it up. Charbonneau hits the brakes hard. On over to Fisher. Fisher enters. Pikarczyk backhanding one in deep. Picked up by Johnson, who takes a little contact from Fisher. And now Ferneris dicing back the other way. Through the logo at center. Peels to the far side. Centering feed, looking for a crashing Albrecht as Payne went down on the back end. Albrecht down low again. Snapped through the middle by Scantlebury, and now Davidson looking for a burst of speed to squeeze up the near side. He gets past Johnson. His shot. Score! Davidson! His second of the night. His first multi-goal game as a Breaker. Gives Biloxi a 3-2 lead late in period 2. The 5-hole has been there for Davo, potting another. His 5th of the season. 3-2 Biloxi, 3 unanswered. Darius Davidson putting it in a sport up the near side, motoring up the wall, gets a quick shot away and surprises Egbert through the 5-hole. And just like that, the Breakers are in front. Have to go back and see the last time they had a lead on the Moccasins. I believe they scored the first goal at home a time or two. But other than that, the Breakers' leads against Monroe have been few and far between. But back up here with about 90 seconds left to play in the second. Flanagan bumps it to Leonard, up to Nerland. Nerland holding, hits the brakes. Losing his stick that time was Turner, coming in to help Scantlebury. Hagen Moe with the crowd behind him, leading the charge, shoots one. Borodkin makes the save, and Wyzak helps him cover in front of his goaltender with 1:01 remaining on the clock here in period number 2. Buckle up, Breaker Nation. Closing moments of period 2, 1-goal lead. They've scored both goals here in the second. Fisher and Christie to take the draw. Christie has been limited, it seems, here tonight. He had that accidental in period 1 that was almost a goal of the year. As that face-off goes immediately out of play, Rasmus Asp gives a couple stick taps on the glass to show his applause for the fan who made a nice snag down there. Off the draw, quick, awkward shot by Liarakos, almost crawled by Borodkin. Somehow he's able to keep it out. Anton Borodkin has really settled into this hockey game. Gerstein has his pocket pick. Christian over for a quick drive, they tie it. It's Frank Schumacher from above the circle on the one-timer. Inside the final minute in period 2, Monroe gets a big morale booster and locks the game up at 3. Schumacher with his 9th of the year. That's now 15 points for Frank Schumacher in 10 games against the Breakers, and he's got just 22 on the season. Granted, I mean, when you're playing a team just about every other game to begin the year, that's typically how those things will shake out. But a critical goal for the Moccasins here gets the crowd back into the game. Breakers need to just close out this and turn their focus to period 3. Wyzak down in the corner takes some contact from Gerstein. Leonard able to peel it out off the wall, with Lucchese being pinned down behind the play by Christie. Leonard lost a handle on it. Now Albrecht back through to Christie. Christie shooting one, and that missed the net, goes off the window. Gerstein back up to the point for Schumacher, bunted to Lucchese, almost flicked ahead to Thornton. 5 more seconds to go here in the frame, as Breakers will just hold it. Fabian Leonard with plenty of time. We'll wait for the horn to sound, and that will do it for period number 2. Moccasins outscore the Breakers in the first 2-1. Breakers flip the script 2-1 in the second. We're locked up at 3, the last day of 2025. Do the Breakers have some New Year's Eve magic up their sleeves? Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 18 minutes for period 3 coverage after our Coastal Prince second intermission report. We will see you momentarily.
So you fight Jesse Swanson. You talked about that a little bit and how it started in warm-ups or whatever, but your first professional fight, take us through actually in the moment. I'm sure you blacked out for bits and pieces of it just because it's a lot going into, a lot of adrenaline, but from what you do remember, what was it like?
Yeah, like I said, we just kind of got out there. You know, I knew kind of what I needed to do right away. In my head before, I was like, all right, like, how is this going to happen? Like, how are we going to come together? But I just kind of stepped out to the red line, and we were just chirping at each other for, you know, a good, 15 minutes of that warm-up. And, it was definitely a pretty crazy experience overall. Right off the draw, we kind of drop, and it's like, all right, where am I grabbing? What am I doing, But overall it went well, I think, so.
Had you done any off-season training to prepare for kind of your enforcer role? We know about some of the other stuff we'll get into throughout the end of our interview, but.
Yeah, for sure. I do, boxing back home during the summer, so I talk to a lot of my friends back home are, fighters in other leagues, East Coast, AHL, so yeah, I definitely have some coaching for sure in that department.
Well, then Charlie Penns makes you a breaker. He elects to trade for you. You come here to Biloxi. How did it feel to be valued and like someone seeing what you're doing and wants to bring you in? They're like, we need that guy. How did it feel to be valued, and now you've got 10 games here?
Yeah, obviously, you know, once you get traded, first of all, it's for any player, it is a tough thing. Like especially when you enjoy the place that you're at. But like you said, on the flip side, it's a coach that believes in you, wants you a part of the organization. So, yeah, once I got the call, I arrived. I was like, yeah, I definitely want to be here for sure.
So, it's pretty apparent that you know your role on the team, and you like to protect your teammates. Is that the mindset you go into each game with? And what do you do to ensure that, if someone is poking at your teammates, that you're there to not protect them, but stick up for them?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely know that that's my role, and it's a role that I love. I think that, like you said, if anyone's messing with, our bench or our team, like, I want our team to know that I have their back, and I think that's just kind of what I bring to the table every night. So, yeah, obviously I love being the enforcer. I love, that role, and, I'm happy to do it for sure.
So as I mentioned, you got 10 games. You've gotten to know your teammates in the organization here. What do you make of it? Like, what are your early impressions of it? Do you like the guys? You guys get along well?
I think that our group is something special for sure. I think this last weekend definitely showed that. Obviously, on the Friday it was a tough loss, but yeah, after that Saturday win, like just the bus ride back, like you could tell that guys were meshing and guys are getting together. So I think that we have a really, really good group here, and we're gonna, do some special things coming up.
Currently, you sit third in the league with 88 penalty minutes this season.
Yeah.
Are you looking to meet a certain quota, or is it as your team needs you to go? What do you make of that number and that stat?
Yeah, I didn't really think too much of it. I was just gonna fight till they told me to stop. But now that I'm at 88, like I think that's second or third in the league, and I'm chasing that 100 PIM mark right now. So I don't really have an ideal number, but I do want to get to 100 like pretty quick. So.
Well, we're almost there, and 100%. I think a lot of people want to hear about that line brawl with the Zydeco a couple weeks ago.
For sure.
So obviously it's it was a 5-on-5 scrap.
Yeah.
But take us through it, because it looked like you were the one that got it going.
Yeah, I think that we had a tough patch of games there, and when it comes to a team, there's always that TSN turning point, whether either you break or you push forward, and it kind of changes the trajectory of like where your team's going. So we kind of just came together. We were losing, and we thought there had to be actions taken, and in that situation, like you're either man or mouse, right? So we had 5 guys that were ready to go. Obviously, I dropped my gloves first because I was kind of itching for it, but it's either you tuck someone's chin or you get your chin tucked. So.
Fair enough. I couldn't have said it much better myself. But so the life of a fighter. Obviously, you're a hockey player as well, but the adrenaline. Like, why do you do what you do? What kind of joy do you get out of your role on the team?
For sure, yeah. I think personally, like, it's just what I grew up watching. Like I kind of mentioned, all the guys I used to grow up watching for the Tigers. Like, it's just ingrained in my brain that that's how you have to play hockey, especially for myself. I knew in college that I wasn't going to be that skill guy, when I took that next step at all. So I was like, all right, I got to bring something to the table. I'm 6'8", like you said, pretty big guy. So I have no qualms of doing that. And if that, makes me stay and shows that my team that, I'm willing to do that, so be it.
You've also fought in Ice Wars, and I think everybody wants to hear about that experience. And if those of you that don't know, go Google AJ Schlepp Ice Wars. You can watch it up there, but pretty cool. It's basically like UFC for hockey fights.
For sure.
But take us through that experience and what it was like for you.
Yeah, so one of my best friends, Spencer Kenny, plays in Kalamazoo on the East Coast. They've been trying to get him to do it. It's on ice, bare knuckle fighting. You're kind of show ponies, but it is what it is. But so for years, when we played college together, I was like, I could tune you up for sure. So then he'd always get kind of mad about it or riled up, and I just loved it. And then one day he just kind of sent me that link and was like, hey, Ice Wars is coming to Edmonton. He's like, I'll corn you if you want to do it. It's time to kind of man up and see how tough you really are. So I was like, all right, let's do it. We drove there. It was like a whole, like, way different than I thought it was going to be. Like, bright lights. They had an announcer. They had, you know, a Bruce Buffer guy. Like, we ended up being the main event, me and Will Laporte. And, like, right before we came out, like, the lights went off in the stadium. Like, it was crazy. So, it's 3 1-minute rounds. I did decently well for a guy that's 10 years older and, you know, pretty big. So, went to a split decision. But, yeah, it was definitely a crazy experience for sure.
Do you plan to do it again?
Who knows? Who knows?
All right, keep us on the edge of your seats. Also, they had the nickname for you, the Jackhammer. Is that something that you self-identify with, or is it something that they coined you with? Because I know they like their nicknames in Ice Wars. So where'd that come from?
So when I was filling out the sheets, it said that you had to kind of create a nickname for yourself. I was like, I don't know what my nickname could be. So me and my boys went out to the local. We had a couple beers. We kind of brainstormed, and we came up with the Jackhammer. So the whole night, it kind of just made us laugh, and we kept saying the Jackhammer to anyone that would come, and it kind of stuck. So, yeah.
All right, but closing out on Ice Wars, your off-season training, you talked about boxing a little bit, but what else do you do to stay in shape now playing professionally?
Yeah, obviously, to play this game, you have to do hockey-specific stuff. So my good friend Gavin Broadhead has a program for me in the summer. I try and mix in some, you know, boxing with that as well. Just kind of tie it all together so I'm well-rounded, so yeah.
Speaking back on the Breakers group, let's go back to them for a moment. How's the chemistry in this group, and what are your expectations for them this season?
For sure. I think that we're a young group, but like I said, that we're going in the right direction. We all want to win, and I think that's the biggest thing, and that's from the management all the way down to the, you know, the players. We want to turn this around and definitely go on a hot streak here. I think that we have the team to do it for sure.
So you live with everybody over at the apartment complex. Yeah. What do you guys do when you're not skating? What are some of the activities around the house? Any hobbies that you guys all like to do together?
Yeah, we just have fun. I think that's half of, you know, playing pro hockey is, you know, you get your job done in the morning, and then you have your time off to do whatever. So we definitely, like yesterday, a group of guys went down by the beach and kind of hung out there. So we're always finding fun things to do.
Closing out here, you're playing for Charlie Penn's now. What's it like to play for him, and what kind of coach is he?
Yeah, I've had many different coaches, and it's like when you get traded to somewhere, you're always just kind of wanting to fit in, right? With Penn's, what I really appreciate about him is that he lets me be myself. And he's so cordial with how he talks to me. You know, he'll say, you know, he's never going to be the type of coach that says, hey, I want you to go out there and fight right now, right? He's going to let you make that decision, which I think is awesome. But, you know, he'll let me know, hey, Joshua Schmidt's in the lineup tonight. Like, do whatever you want with that information, right? So for me, you know, I'm never going to back down from a fight. But, yeah, I really appreciate that, you know, his communication with me, and he allows me to be myself.
All right. Well, as I like to close out every Breaker Banner interview, what's your message to the fan base here at Breaker Nation?
Yeah, I just think that let's just keep building more of a fan base. I think that in the next upcoming weeks, like we're definitely turning the ship around, and we're going to be a team to watch. So come on out.
All right, you heard it here. Come out and support the Breakers. But AJ, huge thanks for joining the show today. I'll be back to wrap this thing up in a couple moments here on Breaker Banter.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena.
Looking for non-stop fun? Sky Zone Biloxi at the Edgewater Mall is the place to be. Jump off wall-to-wall trampolines, dunk on the basketball court, or conquer the warrior course. Sky Zone Biloxi truly has something for everyone. And now, you can celebrate big with our newly upgraded birthday party packages to make their special day unforgettable. Get ready to jump, play, and soar higher than ever at Sky Zone Biloxi.
Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, jello shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cowan Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshee Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshee Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit FosheeResidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
When injury knocks you out, Bienville Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores. That's a good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Where players dash and skates a flash, the home team trails behind. But they grab the puck and go bursting up and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees. They travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside. It's a good old hockey game.
And we welcome you back inside the Monroe Civic Center. Devin Doback along with you. Out of our Coastal Prince second intermission, we gear up for the Half Shell Oyster House third period of play in a good one, locked up at 3, heading into the final 20 minutes of 2025. Let's take a look at our game summary here. Kyler Matthews, after the early penalty for the Breakers for a warm-up violation, scored just 36 seconds in on the power play, his third of the season, to make it 1-0. Frank Schumacher, roughly 8 minutes later, scored, crashing the net at 8:08, his 8th of the season, to make it 2-0. But the Breakers would not go away quietly. Darius Davidson, in the closing moments of period 1, scores on a bullet above the circle through the 5-hole of Nolan Egbert. Then into the second period we went. Brandon Lucchese redirecting a shot just outside the blue paint for his third of the season off of Brendan Spinelli's shot from the point to make it 2-2. Then Darius Davidson again checking in with a great individual effort up the wall. Beats Nolan Egbert through the 5-hole, his 5th of the season, 2nd of the night, to make it 3-2 Breakers. The assist goes to Colton Wyzak there. And then finally, just 65 seconds after that, Frank Schumacher with a one-time bullet for his 2nd of the night, 9th of the season at 19-17, ties the game at 3. Borodkin and Egbert each with 24 saves. As we take a look now at our intermission numbers. The score, 3-3. The shots all locked up at 27. The Breakers outshot the Moccasins 16-8 in period number 2. No power plays in the middle frame. Monroe still 1 for 1 from their early power play back in period 1. Breakers 1 for 2 in their man advantage opportunities. And with the Schlepp and Scantlebury fight, an extra 5 minutes is added to those penalty totals, which sit at 9-7. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe they're waiting for the officials to take the ice. Let's see if I can spot them. The officials are not back on the ice yet. I'm not sure exactly what the reason could be. The clock has been set for period 3 for about 30 to 60 seconds now, which means that's definitely, or usually, the referee's cue to take the ice, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on with them as Monroe and Biloxi wait side by side down in the end wall to take the ice for the third period. Still waiting on the officials. Let's see if we've got any more content for you. Ah, yes. Let's take a look at the waters ahead for your Biloxi Breakers, kicking off their 6-game homestand this weekend. 4 straight against the Topeka Scarecrows, January 2nd, January 3rd at 7 o'clock, and then January 9th and January 10th at 7 o'clock before they'll host the Monroe Moccasins for the final 2 battles between these 2 teams in Biloxi, January 15th and 16th. You can get your tickets online at Ticketmaster, but avoid all those fees and buy them at the Coast Coliseum box office. If you're buying on game day, we recommend arriving just a little bit earlier, maybe about 10 minutes earlier, just to ensure that you're able to get into the building for puck drop. As the Breakers now have taken the ice, and we'll get set for period number 3. We'll see if we can get you a score update on Monroe, or excuse me, on Athens and Columbus, who went to a shootout, where ultimately the Athens Rock Lobsters pulled off the shootout victory at home in Aikens Ford Arena, 6-5. Come from behind win over the Dragons. So now they're tied with the Moccasins with 55 points atop the Continental Division. Moccasins with a point here tonight, or at least this game going overtime, would retain their first place. They're trying to win their 10th in a row. Breakers looking to spoil that, snap their 6-game slide, and what may be one of the biggest upsets in the FPHL this season. All that and more coming in the final 20 minutes here on Breakers TV on Super Talk Mississippi. Wherever you're joining us from, so happy to have you on board with myself, Devin Doback, right here. Still waiting on a couple final preparations to see Nolan Egbert down at the left end of the ice now from our vantage point. Breakers will head from right to left, the Moccasins left to right. Same starting line for the Breakers. They go with Payne and Spinelli, the pairing. Charbonneau, Fisher, Pikarczyk, the new top line for the Breakers out there to take the draw. For the Moccasins, out on the ice currently is Dorsey and Turner, the pairing, with Albrecht, Ferneris, and Belant, their top unit. Couple more circles as the players will slide into the face-off draw. Ferneris and Fisher, 9 versus 9 on the ensuing draw, and it's tied up by Fisher. And he's able to muscle it to Charbonneau, another face-off win for Fisher. It looks actually as though Tyler Masternak may be between the pipes, and yes, it is Tyler Masternak, excuse me. Good sight from our eyes at home in Biloxi, shooting me a quick message. But yeah, that's Tyler Masternak. So Russ Perrant not happy with the way Egbert's played tonight. 24 saves on 27 shots. Goaltending has been cutthroat in Monroe, and Masternak enters. Cold goaltender, record of 2-0 with a .900 save percentage and a 2.00 goals against average. Made his first professional start on December 19th against the Breakers, but he only had to face 16 shots in that game. Stopped 15 of them in the 3-1 victory out in Biloxi. Then his last appearance came December 27th in a 4-3 win against the Topeka Scarecrows on the road, where he stopped 21 of 24. Spinelli sends it down low where Fisher collects. Out to Charbonneau. Charbonneau couldn't uncork the shot. It comes free and can't leave the zone. Finally, it comes back to the near side. Spinelli steps up, but it's jabbed out by Turner. And up the wall, Albrecht's able to get it in deep. 1 minute gone by here, period number 3. A tie hockey game and a Continental Division clash here on New Year's Eve. Spinelli gives it away to Schumacher. Schumacher has his pocket picked by Davidson. Now Payne coming in to help. Gerstein away with it. And Fisher clears out the crease past Nerland out into the neutral zone. Schumacher will slow things down. Nerland a little bit of pressure behind the goal. Now Leorakos bumping it on over to Christie. Christie to the middle, shoots one. Looking to go left and shoot right, and he missed the net. Puck jumps over the blue line past Schumacher, and Monroe will have to reset. Borodkin gloves it down to Flanagan, who will begin the charge. Flanagan carrying it on his forehand. Curls back and plays it for Wyzak. Wyzak holding, taking his space and banking it over to Leonard. Given away to Balsamo. And now Flanagan, a quick snap pass on over to Nerland. Nerland back to Colton Wyzak, who backhands one for Flanagan. Flanagan to the near side for A.J. Schlepp, who's able to backhand it in deep so his team can get a change. Here comes Ben Stefanini up the far side, cut off by Payne. Loose puck sent to the near side by Scantlebury, hops off the stick of Moe, might have been a little bit high. Moe recollects and shoots one. Redirected for a moment, Balsamo coiling back out, shot comes in, and Borodkin's able to squeeze that one with the leather. 17-16 left to go, period 3. Another quick flurry of saves for Borodkin. So Tyler Masternak, cold goaltender, a bold move by Russ Perrant, subbing him in. Egbert is on the bench. Masternak, a graduate of the University of Wisconsin Stout, where he played Division III hockey from 21 up until 2025 last season. Gets through to Matthews. Matthews, quick shot, blocked by Charbonneau, selling out the body to make sure that one didn't come in on his goaltender. Charbonneau in the O-zone, shoots one. Masternak, a quick save. Charbonneau takes a big check from Albrecht. Fisher looking to flank on the forecheck, and now here comes Albrecht again. Coming over to the near side, looking for a lane. Bondi put his stick down. Backhand opportunity in front for Ferneris is saved by Borodkin. Albrecht is so dangerous. Slicing through the neutral zone. Opened up a nice play that time, and Borodkin holds his own to make a difficult save. Leonard will take the draw opposite of Andrew Ballant. Ballant sporting number 12 for the Moccasins, 6 points in his last 3. Turner around his goal. Nerland almost read it perfectly to take the pass away. And now putting it into sport, here come the Moccasins again. Ferneris gives to Albrecht, knocked away, now in front. Albrecht holds and scores. A tumbling muffin that was collected on the doorstep. Borodkin had already committed to it and was down in the dirty bird before it was flipped over his pad. Moccasins make it 4-3. For Albrecht, that is goal number 20 on the season. He's hit the 20 milestone. The second to do that in the FPHL this season, behind only CJ Stubbs, who's the leading scorer in the league with 53 points coming into tonight. And considering Binghamton won 9-1, I have a feeling a couple more tallies were added to that league-high 53-point total. But Albrecht sits second in the league in points, currently with 39 after his 20th goal of the season. He's got 19 assists as well. As Christie trying to create some space and head to the goal. Luke Casey off the feed from Thornton now will shoot one, try and surprise Masternak. It's turned away. Thornton with the puck in the circle, shoots another one. Goes off the wall all the way around to Flanagan, who shoots. The rebound stuffed on goal by Luke Casey, and Masternak able to make the save as Asp rips Luke Casey out of the pile. 15:50 left to play here, period number 3 in our Half Shell Oyster House third period. (4-3) Moccasins here, just over 4 minutes into period 3. They have controlled the tempo and started to thwart the Breakers' momentum that they carried through the back half of period 1 through the second period. As it's chipped up to Albrecht. Albrecht will cut back to the near side once again. Sending one to Ballant. Ballant backhanding it to the middle, and a backhand shot on goal by Ferneris does not go. Looks like they've restored that top unit with Ferneris, Albrecht, and Ballant playing together for Russ Perrant's group. Ferneris. Albrecht cuts by Xavier Charbonneau. across the blue line, drops to Belant. His saucer pass popped up into the air. Can't be settled by Albrecht. Bondi coming in to help out, and Pikarczyk slings it in the direction of Charbonneau, who wasn't ready for the feed. Matthews will settle it. Inside 15 minutes left to play. Next whistle will be immediate timeout. Monroe has controlled the pressure here as Mo gives a quick shot to the back of Leonard. Davidson tried to reverse a hit on Mo. Leonard through his legs enters the zone. Davidson couldn't pop it free. And now back to work come the Moccasins. Snap pass, Scantlebury's one-timer. Missed the puck. Wyzak bumped by Belsamo. And then flips it out of the zone where Nerland will converge on it. Tim Payne accepts a hit into the wall. Scantlebury administering it there, and then Payne gave him a quick little slash after the play. Spinelli up for Fabian Leonard. Leonard holding the puck, waiting for help on the entry. Christie able to force it back out ahead for Casey Gerstein. Gerstein cuts through to the backhand in the middle. Centering one, Liarakos in all alone. Christie's one-timer nets off its pegs, and that's how we'll head into our first media timeout. Borodkin comes up big again, keeping this a one-goal game. We'll be back in a flash right here on Breakers TV.
When you think Nissan, think Matt Bowers Nissan d'Iberville, where every new Nissan comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty included. And to keep your new Nissan running well, there's never an appointment needed for express service in our service department. Just stop by for routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, tires, and batteries. Matt Bowers Nissan is proud to call the coast our home and is proud to sponsor your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart. Buy local. Matt Bowers Nissan, South Mississippi, d'Iberville.
Looking for non-stop fun? Sky Zone Biloxi at the Edgewater Mall is the place to be. Jump off wall-to-wall trampolines, dunk on the basketball court, or conquer the warrior course. Sky Zone Biloxi truly has something for everyone. And now, you can celebrate big with our newly upgraded birthday party packages to make their special day unforgettable. Get ready to jump, play, and soar higher than ever at Sky Zone Biloxi.
.55 left to go, period number 3. My name's Devin Dobeck along with you. As another quick shot goes off the wall in deep. Liarakos out to the point for Dorsey, redirected in front by Gerstein, pinballing all around, and Christie gets it on goal where it's snared by Borodkin. Another whistle and a face-off just about 10 seconds later. 4-3 Moccasins here on Breakers TV and on Super Talk Mississippi. Lucchese and Christie on the draw. And it's won by Lucchese. Thornton gets it into the neutral zone. Schlepp swats it away from Liarakos. Now in deep, Turner hit into the wall by Schlepp. The whole stanchion shakes after that collision. On over to Dorsey. Schlepp runs Dorsey into the wall, blowing a tire in the process. Might have broken his stick as well as he heads off to the bench. Breaker is able to tip the puck in deep and avoid the icing call. 7 minutes gone by. Schumacher trying to move the stick out of harm's way from the bench. As Bondi plays it for Pikarczyk, accepting a hit from Mo. Pikarczyk back skating, shoots it in deep. Schumacher gave him a check. Now Fisher taps it for Pikarczyk, who once again is hit by Schumacher. Up the boards, it comes to Belant. Dorsey, far side shooting one. Goes well wide off the window. Wyzak, nice check on the near side into Belant. Now another turnover coming in. Drop pass by Ferneris for Belant. And then an ugly looking hit as Fisher goes down hard into the wall. He's slow to get back up to his feet. Charbonneau didn't like it. He grabs a hold, and now Fernaris is going to try and jump Charbonneau. Charbonneau hasn't shed the gloves off yet, and now looks like they are going to officially fight. Charbonneau's got the gloves off. They get free. Here we go. Fernaris with a right. Miss. Another right miss from Fernaris. Charbonneau trying to get his arms free for a shot. Charbonneau sticking up for his teammate, and Charbonneau will little brother Fernaris down to the ground, and that will do it for that, as the crowd shows their support for Fernaris. He just flipped off the Breakers bench. That should be an automatic ejection for Fernaris, and now it looks like the officials said, all right, you're done. We're going to take you right off and give him the gate for the middle finger gesture. So we'll see if anybody else caught that, but I certainly did on the feed. Fisher coming to show his appreciation for Charbonneau sticking up for him, as well as Carter Thornton, and Fernaris now has been ejected from the contest, and a suspension definitely coming as well for those middle fingers. A costly move by Fernaris gives him the gate, and that will do it for him. So the referees are going to have to sort out this penalty time. But yeah, you can't do that. $12:19 left to go. We're going to take a quick break for a word from Matt Bowers.
When you think Nissan, think Matt Bowers Nissan D'Iberville, where every new Nissan comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty included. And to keep your new Nissan running well, there's never an appointment needed for express service in our service department. Just stop by for routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, tires, and batteries. Matt Bowers Nissan is proud to call the coast our home and is proud to sponsor your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Nissan, South Mississippi, D'Iberville.
So far on the loudspeaker, a 5 for fighting and 10-minute misconduct for the lewd gesture, which the FPHL is pushing to eliminate. And the referees are hearing it from the Monroe Civic Center now. Schumacher and Carter Thornton listening in. There was no penalty given for the hit on Fisher. It's a hard collision, but no call, and then took a while for Charbonneau to get his gloves off, so that opens up the door for a potential instigator penalty that also was not assessed. But he did end up dropping the gloves. Officials caught the gesture, and so doing what they can, but Charbonneau not very well liked in this building, as he got in the fight with Rex Moe a couple months ago in Biloxi, and although they both wound up on IR after the fight, Moe would never play again, ending up retiring. Of course, wish him the best in his future endeavors, but Charbonneau does not have a lot of friends in this building from that bout. And I'm sure he's lost a couple more after the one with Fernaris. So 5-on-5 hockey here, closing in on the 12-minute mark, period 3. Albrecht. Nerland looking to bump it out of the zone. Belant gets it on over to Albrecht. Albrecht sending one into the middle. Belant kicked it on goal, and Borodkin there to throw the trapper on it for another face-off. Fernaris also currently tied for second in the league in assists this season. Coming into the evening, had 31. Balsamo kicks it free to Belant. Now out to Albrecht. Albrecht run into by Leonard. Retains possession down low. Belant quickly on goal. Borodkin a couple quick saves in tight. And he'll hold for another faceoff. Anton Borodkin with laser vision tonight has made some big-time stops. Team trying to find the offense to pull off a incredible upset here on the road in Monroe on New Year's Eve in front of, they announced, over 5,100 fans in attendance here tonight, well surpassing their average of 3,900 this season. Davidson looking for Leonard. Leonard, once again, puck bounces away from him. Albrecht on the backhand. Spinelli cut off his stride for a moment, and Thornton flips it out over the glass, and he knew it. And that's going to be a delay of game penalty on Mr. Thornton. So the Breakers are going to head to a Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill after the tough break. So Monroe 1 for 1 on the power play tonight will now open up their second power play opportunity. Another Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill, just the second of the evening. Christie and Fisher on the draw, and it's won by Christie. Schumacher at the point. Gives to Leorakos, on over to Matthews. Matthews closing in, shoots one. The rebound, Christie missed the net. Christie's missed the net a couple times when he's had a lot of room to shoot. Schumacher, right down Broadway, shoots one. Pad save, Borodkin. Leorakos, Schumacher, on over to Matthews. Matthews to the top of the key, back to Leorakos. Leorakos looking across, and one pass too many. They'll have to reset. Pikarczyk. Nice hit into Leorakos. Spinelli blows a tire. Stefanini out to the point. Matthews, Leorakos now. On over to Schumacher. Schumacher's on hat trick watch. Through the Ryan Chevrolet logo. At the top of the point, comes down into the corner. Referee bumped into Schumacher a little bit. He retains possession. Just about halfway through the minor to Carter Thornton for interference. As the puck will kick out into the neutral zone, and right back in comes Christie. Christie moving to the backhand. Bondi was right there, stride for stride with him. Gerstein has his progress stopped by Fisher. Now down in the corner again. Gerstein to the goal, shoots one. Borodkin there to make the save right at the 10:01 mark. Another face-off will come. 39 seconds left before it becomes 5-on-5 again. Lucchese and is it Balsamo taking the draw? Balsamo wins it. Turner back to Belant. Belant in the circle. Up to Turner. Snapped across for Albrecht. Albrecht backhanding one. Not a great pass there. Looked very nonchalant when he was delivering it. And it's immediately rejected all the way back to Tyler Masternak. If you're just joining us, Masternak entered the game at the beginning of period 3 after Egbert was lifted with 3 goals on 27 shots. Turner to the tape of Belant. Wyzak had a chance to clear it, didn't get it all the way out. Balsamo down low, knocked away for a moment. Here comes Carter Thornton. He'll hop right into the play. Balsamo into the official. Wyzak, not sure he knew how much time was left on the clock, but that is a perfect clear. Right down to the circle. Breakers get a full change. Back up to the blue line comes the puck to Gerstein. Flanagan on the half wall. Swats it to Fisher. Fisher banking it out of the zone, looking for Stefanini. Stefanini back for Gerstein. Or rather, Landon Johnson. Borodkin unable to stop the puck's progress. 8:45 to go here in period number 3. Centering feed gets all the way through out to the point. Kept in by Dorsey. Dorsey through the jab of Spinelli. Scantlebury now dropping it on off. It's turned over. Spinelli with it. He's going to try and motor his way out of the zone. and bank it off the Monroe bench and out, and we'll have another stoppage at the 8:22 mark. Another media timeout. We'll take it. A fun one here in Monroe. Moccasins lead it 4-3. Back in a moment.
At Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport, we make it easy to drive the new Hyundai you want at the price you need. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. That's serious value right here on the coast. Visit our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
(4-3) is our score. Around the league, Indiana defeated at home in overtime 3-2 at the hands of Port Huron. Twin Cities up 5-3 at home against the Bobcats. PD defeated Danbury 4-1 at home. Athens in a shootout defeats Columbus 6-5. Binghamton at home pounds Watertown 9-1, and Topeka on the road beats Baton Rouge 3-2. So some entertaining games around the league. We've got a good one in store for you here. A one-goal game heading into the final 8 minutes here in Monroe. Funky bounce below the line. That might be that hole that was being talked about earlier in the game. It's a little hole down in the Breakers' current end as Thornton up ahead. Shooting one into the chest of Masternak. There was a brief rebound, but it was knocked away. Spinelli on his horse to go track this thing back down. Paddled by Borodkin into the corner. Thornton up ahead for Leonard. Leonard across the blue line. Shooting one! And Masternak able to hold it right above in the pads. And another face-off, 7:37. The only other active game in the FPHL right now is that Twin City and Blue Ridge game. But not as close as this one is here. If you're joining us from around the league, we're happy to have you along with myself, Devin Doback, here on Breakers TV as Payne's shot goes just wide. But thanks for tuning in to the Breakers and spending your New Year's Eve in the FPHL for the late slate. Balsamo ties up Wyzak on the wall. It's bumped through to Albrecht. Now a 2-on-1 with Albrecht and Belant. Payne looking to find the passing lane. Knocks it down. Tim Payne down to a knee with a great play. Gets some sticks on the boards from his teammates as Pikarczyk will head the other way. Over to Nerland. Nerland holding, centering as Masternak had bitten to the right, but nobody there to connect it and find a home for it. Little too much stick handling from Nerland. Picked off by Albrecht. Ahead for Belant, cut off by Payne. And the shot goes well wide. Pikarczyk mishandled it off the wall. Stefanini's able to play it on for Johnson. And that will be sent into Borodkin's mitt for another whistle and a face-off at the 6:43 mark. What a night of hockey here in Monroe. The 10th matchup between these two teams. The final one here in Monroe, and it has not disappointed. Competitive game. We saw a fight with Scantlebury and Schlepp earlier in period 2, around the 7-minute mark. Flanagan shoots it down into the corner. No icing. Perfect speed on that clear. Breakers bit a little too much on the dump in, and now Monroe right back to work with even numbers. Scantlebury locked up by Grant Bondi. Another shot comes through and wide. Turner hit by Lucchese. Mo coiling atop the point. Now shooting one. And that missed everything. Might have got a piece of Borodkin. Leonard in the corner, takes some contact from Scantlebury, then run into the wall by Moe. Played out of the zone by Lucchese to Davidson, and Davidson will go out for a change. Inside 6 minutes now left to play. Spinelli banks the puck up the wall for Fisher. Fisher saucing one into the boots of Christie, trying to get it to Pikarczyk. Once again, it's Wyzak with it. He flicks it up top, and they're going to say it was a hand pass. So draw will stay in the neutral zone here with 5.5 minutes left to play in period 3 of our half-shell Oyster House third. Monroe with 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Biloxi with 1 in the first, 2 in the second. And Monroe with a lone goal here in period 3. Asp somehow glides around Tim Payne. Still with the puck down in the corner now. Payne locks him up. Out of the corner, quick shot comes in. Payne looking to steer it to safety. He heads into the wall, can't swat it out on the backhand. Fisher will help out the cause, and he's able to chip it ahead. We'll see if they rule this icing, and they will not. Charbonneau, touch pass, over for Davidson. Davidson, a quick shot, the rebound. Charbonneau gets it to Davidson. Oh no, it blew up on the stick blade. That was the chance to tie it. Bondi's shot redirected in front. That was the chance to tie it for Biloxi, a 2-on-1 with Davidson and Leonard. And then the rebound opportunity almost. Liarakos looking for the backhand of Christie. Ballant shot goes wide on the blocker side of Borodkin, approaching the 4-minute mark. Christie, surprise me shot. Bondi dangerously sends it back. Now Flanagan, Christie gives Flanagan a shot, and now a little bit extra here. With 4:12 left to go, we head into our final media timeout in regulation. We'll take it and be back in a moment. A good one here in Biloxi, or in Monroe, 4-3 Mocs.
When you think Nissan, think Matt Bowers Nissan d'Iberville, where every new Nissan comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty included. And to keep your new Nissan running well, there's never an appointment needed for express service in our service department. Just stop by for routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, tires, and batteries. Matt Bowers Nissan is proud to call the coast our home and is proud to sponsor your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Nissan, South Mississippi, d'Iberville.
Looking for non-stop fun? Sky Zone Biloxi at the Edgewater Mall is the place to be. Jump off wall-to-wall trampolines, dunk on the basketball court, or conquer the warrior course. Sky Zone Biloxi truly has something for everyone. And now, you can celebrate big with our newly upgraded birthday party packages to make their special day unforgettable. Get ready to jump, play, and soar higher than ever at Sky Zone Biloxi.
Another 4 minutes and 12 seconds left to go. As that one's redirected just outside of Borodkin, then a shot comes in, and he had to slide into the post, and the net comes off. Another whistle, 4:06. Who wants to be a hero for Biloxi and find this equalizer? Searching for their first goal of period 3. They were down 2-0, came back. 3 unanswered goals, made it 3-2 Breakers. And since then, 2 unanswered from the Moccasins. Spinelli. A little too much trying to protect the puck that time. Ballant, a knuckle puck in on Borodkin. That goes wide. Now Ballant back to the near side. Nerland trying to pick his pocket. It's slung over to the far side and skips by Borodkin. Spinelli Hit by Nerland. Thornton stops it on the backhand, leaves it for Lucchese. Lucchese's drive. Snap the stick of Ballant in the process. Borodkin will slow it down for Spinelli. Inside 3.5 to go here on Breakers TV. Spinelli tried to reverse a hit on Stefanini. Plays the puck in deep. They're going to call that an icing. And so the draw returns to the Breakers' end here. Final couple moments of our half-shell Oyster House third period. Fun one here inside the Monroe Civic Center. The last visit for the Breakers. Only 2 more games with Monroe to go. Those will be in about 2.5 weeks' time. You can get your tickets at Ticketmaster or at the box office anytime Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Bondi picking it up below the end line. Little trouble with him trying to poke it up the wall. Now Nerland comes to rescue the puck. Around the net he comes. Aldi Nerland through the neutral zone. A couple moves without the puck, now moves with it. Through the legs he goes. Centering, feed out, looking for Pikarczyk. It was there for a moment. Fisher. Nerland faked the wraparound and eventually has Dorsey take it from him. Now, a little bit of a lackluster play by Bondi there. Thought Borodkin was going to cover. He thought Bondi was going to play it, and that was almost disastrous. Then another tough bounce off the stanchion. Scantlebury sends it to space. Nobody home, and Fisher will shoot it out, looking to stretch one for Charbonneau, who almost got free. Asp back to Scantlebury. Scantlebury with Fisher on him. Coiling away. Dancing in through the middle. Down low, Stefanini out in front. Mo missed the net. Then Mo gives Fisher a quick little subtle cross-check in the back, as they're saying that puck might have caught a piece of the netting, I believe. So we'll have a face-off in the Breakers' end. Lucas Pikarczyk having a conversation with the linesman, trying to get a couple points across. Balsamo and Fisher on the ensuing draw. It's won by Monroe. Schumacher hit by Charbonneau for a moment. Out into the neutral zone. Schumacher back with it. Minute 45 to go, just over 100 seconds. Fisher has his stick caught up in Albrecht. Albrecht backhanding one on goal. Schumacher on the rebound. Another rebound off the crossbar and out. Breakers got to start thinking about when they're going to pull Borodkin, but of course you need to have possession of the puck first. As the referee's going to blow the whistle, and we'll see exactly what this is for. Not a bad time to cash in a timeout if you're Charlie Penns. We'll see if he elects to stash it or wait for maybe an opportunity in the offensive zone. But Anton Borodkin once again has been the story tonight. Terrific goaltending, keeping his team in it here in the third period. Balsamo dancing through traffic. Another backhander. Ballant scores. And that's the dagger. The Moccasins with all kinds of pressure here in period 3. The Breakers on their heels just a bit. Borodkin did so much to keep it a 1-goal game, but ultimately 1 second chance opportunity too many makes it 5-3. So 5-3 Moccasins on the Andrew Ballant goal. So the workload grows for Biloxi as Payne takes a big hit at the blue line. A call coming for a trip here. And the Breakers are going to head to the power play. Also no Corson Green in the lineup tonight for Monroe. As heading off to the box for the hip check is Landon Johnson. And so the Breakers will head back to the power play here. And probably pulling Borodkin, so they'll have a 6-on-4. They haven't pulled Borodkin just yet. I imagine that will come momentarily. It's a walk-ons power play for the Breakers. And the puck is won by Monroe. So Borodkin has to stay put. They will clear it the length of the ice. Takes a funky bounce off the side of the net. Scantlebury's the first one to retrieve it. Overskated it. Charbonneau will pick it up. Charbonneau motoring up the wall. Here comes Borodkin. Breakers net is empty. Charbonneau gets it back to Lucchese. He blows a tire, fighting to get it out to the point. Right around him is Pikarczyk. Back to Lucchese. Flanagan keeps it in, forces it on goal. It goes well wide. And here comes the empty net try, and it goes wide. 30 seconds left to go. Flanagan up to Fisher. Fisher missed the touch in deep, and it's sent back ahead. Lucchese thought it should have been an offside call or a high stick by his indication. Gerstein gives it away. Fisher will pick it up. 15 seconds left. He spins it back around where Moe picks it up. Diving effort by Flanagan to keep it out of the goal. Back on net by Schumacher, and that will do it. As the final couple seconds will bleed out, and the Monroe Moccasins will carry a 10-game win streak into 2026. Holding off the Breakers' potential upset with the final 3 unanswered goals in this game to leapfrog the 3-2 deficit into a 5-3 victory. Breakers fall in a hard one here tonight. A heartbreaking defeat nonetheless, but this team showed a lot of fight and a lot of effort. Anton Borodkin, can't say enough good things about the way he played in goal tonight. He looked sharp and gave Biloxi every chance in the world to win it. So we're going to take a quick break, catch our breath, step aside, and we'll be right back for a brief post-game show in a few moments right here on Breakers TV. If you're leaving us now, the final score once again, 5-3. Monroe takes it. scared myself a little bit there. Sometimes you just don't know when it's coming. I can never hear the audio on the stream unless I pull it up on a separate YouTube feed. So sometimes, like, surprise, timer's up, here you go. But welcome into our Breakers TV post-game show. Devin Dobek along with you. A devastating 5-3 loss for the Breakers in their final clash against the Monroe Moccasins at the Monroe Civic Center this season. It was a fun one. Monroe started the scoring early, 36 seconds in on the power play with Kyler Matthews potting a wrister from outside the circle to make it 1-0. Then at 8:08 in period one, Frank Schumacher scored to double the lead, crashing the goal, make it 2-0. In the closing moments of period number one at 17:54, Darius Davidson pots his fourth of the season from Lucchese and Nerland to make it 2-1. To the second period we went, the shots 11-19 in favor of the Moccasins. In the second period at 5:34, Brandon Lucchese with his third of the season ties up the hockey game. The assist goes to Brendan Spinelli. And then in the closing moments of period two, things got really interesting. At 18:12, Darius Davidson with his second of the night, fifth of the season from Colton Wyzak. After a 5-hole goal from Davo, makes it 3-2 with 3 unanswered for the Breakers. But then the fun only lasted so long. 65 seconds later, Frank Schumacher potting his 9th of the season, second of the night from Christie, and Leah Rockos tied the game at 3. Into the third period we went. Austin Albrecht scores an unassisted goal at 3:35, and then the final blow coming from Andrew Belant at 18:41 down the stretch to make it 5-3. No empty net goals here tonight. The shots in full time were 46-36 in favor of the Moccasins, 16-8 Monroe in that third period. Well, Breaker Nation, I don't know about you, but that certainly was a positive sight to see. Seeing the Breakers come together despite all the adversity, despite all the turnover, despite what everyone's saying wherever they are, whatever keyboard they're on. They came out tonight in a hostile environment, 5,100 people on hand, lousy ice after a travel day, and they came to compete. 5-3 Monroe wins it, but Biloxi going down too early, scoring 3 unanswered. It shows that resilience. It's in there. It's going to be something that Charlie Penn is going to work to unpack this week. But you can feel it coming. You can feel a change coming here in Biloxi. A couple more pieces, and this team will have all the makings to make a playoff push in 2026. It's been a tough go. 7th loss in the row for the Breakers, but there is upside. There is potential. Giving the number 1 team in the division a run for their money in front of a near sellout, pretty good in my opinion. Of course, no moral victories in hockey. You want the points, but there are some positives to take into practice this week and look to build ahead of your 6-game homestand, because that's the other thing. Breakers have played so many road games, they haven't been able to enjoy the comforts of home as much. And yes, there was last weekend where they just had the 1 goal throughout the weekend, but once again, you can see them beginning to mount the shots, to create the pressure, to really dive in and try and compete each and every night. And that will certainly be more to come. Topeka just beat Baton Rouge 3-2. Breakers have beaten Topeka twice, so who knows? There could be another fun affair. The next 4 games at the Coliseum, January 2nd, 3rd, 9th, 10th, will all be against the Scarecrows. You can get your tickets now. I hope to see you in there getting loud. We had our biggest crowd of the season in our last home game, 2,013 people. Can't thank everybody enough for continuing to come out and support. And with your support, with your energy, the wins will come. Breaker Nation, I love you so much. It's great to be on the call and spending New Year's Eve with you. I hope that you have a very happy 2026 and a special New Year's Eve with the ones that you love. Signing off for myself, Devin Dobek. Thanks so much. One last time, the final score, the Moccasins 5, the Breakers 3. And on behalf of myself, Devin Dobek, thanks so much for tuning into our FPHL coverage here on New Year's Eve. And always remember to live the dream. We will see you on Friday night inside Breaker Bay.